Hello. Hi guys. Hi Death Star.
What's up?
Let us know if you can hear us. We should be live though, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, welcome guys to another Digital Storm live stream. Making this more consistent, which is good. I want R2D2. Yes. So this week we're gonna do a live build, right? So it's gonna be my first time building in a Hydrolux system. I do have some PC building experience, right? I built a few PCs, but I think the most recent PC I built was maybe like 3 years ago. So I'm not as, I guess, refreshed as this expert right here, or some of the guys in the back, right, in assembly. But I think with your guidance, we can make this work.
Yeah.
So
a little bit different today.
It'll be fun, you know. If I mess up, we have an expert over here to help out. But I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
It's okay. We'll have fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Again, you know, my name's Morris. I'm the marketing guy.
My name's Ernest. I'm the builder guy.
But we'll wait a few minutes for people to kind of filter in, and then we'll start. But maybe you want to talk about the actual PC build a little bit, like
Sure.
So I know we're building in a
Corsa today.
Corsa
Yep.
desktop.
So it's gonna have a 7700X, a MSI X670E Gaming Plus, 4 terabytes of M.2s, 32 gigs of RAM. Yep.
Yeah.
2 M.2s, 2 terabytes each, and then CPU only water cooling. So
Okay. Yeah. So again, I never built in, especially our kind of standard of liquid cooling. I never built that before, right? So it's gonna be new for me.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll be exciting. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. Hopefully we
teach you
have a lot of
everything I know.
yeah, thank you. Hopefully we have a lot of mistakes, because
no. If he messes up, I gotta fix it later.
yes, that's what I want, because I don't want to be doing all the work over here. So
You're here to do everything.
so I guess what would you recommend for for people who are not like, I guess, for other first-time PC builders, how would they approach this?
Well, I mean, the first thing you need to do is like do your research. Make sure all the parts that you buy can work with each other.
Right.
Because if you start buying stuff without actually reading or looking up what works together, you're gonna end up with a bunch of parts that you can't use.
Okay, that's good. That's good advice. I mean,
Yeah.
thankfully for us, obviously,
Yeah, luckily.
everything on a configure is gonna work together.
And if it doesn't, we make sure that.
Yeah, we have like our own what's it, like validation process. and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So okay, what's up, Ken? I think I've seen you last week too. So
Hey.
welcome back.
It's Ken.
Hello. Let's see. Okay, so should we?
You want to get
just
started?
Yeah.
Grab the motherboard.
So this is the kind of standard step, right? You would start with the motherboard first.
Yeah. So it's just keeping it easy. I mean, at least the way I do things, I always try to finish everything before I move on to the water cooling.
So this is X670.
E.
So, yeah. So from what I understand, maybe you could clarify it, but everything with an X in front is AMD. And then everything with a Z in front of the name is Intel. Is that right?
Yeah, but they also have B motherboards for both brands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like X and Z is kind of like a little bit higher end than a B.
Yeah, but Intel also has X series motherboards too.
Do they?
X299.
Oh, for like
Yeah.
Xeon.
I mean, if you're gonna buy a motherboard, just do your research, you know? Don't go by the lettering. Just know.
I want to use that.
Oh, you want to use this?
That's what I thought.
Here. All right, here you go.
All right, so I want to start. Well, I guess I'll start how I usually build, and then if I do anything wrong, jump in, tackle me or something, so I don't break anything.
Why don't you make it even? Right? That way, when you're pushing, you don't push the motherboard up.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll start with CPU first. We have an overhead camera. I'm not sure if you guys can see the overhead shot. Hello, Armando.
Hey, it's Mondo. It's a dog. Don't bend any pins.
I mean, if I do, you're gonna fix it, all right?
No, it's coming out of your paycheck.
All right, so this is an AMD Ryzen 7 7700X.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. It's a mid-tier, but still a great performer. Do you know the specs off the top of your head, Ernest?
I think it has like 16 cores. No, it has 8 cores. Close enough. Just doubled it.
Okay.
Huh? Did you do it right?
Did I do it right?
I don't know.
Did you verify? I think so.
Yeah.
What are you checking when you do that?
To make sure it's seated. So if it's not seated properly, and let's say you're off by a little bit, if I push it, the CPU will fall out. But if it's seated completely in that socket and I try to just wiggle it, it's not going to go anywhere.
I will-
Lightly wiggle. You're not like shoving it around.
Will you tell me, did I do it right?
Yeah. Great job.
Thank you.
Good so
I
far.
want my gold star.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
All right, CPU's in. I'll do the. Maybe do the M.2.
M.2s. You got
Doesn't do
2?
the RAM, but
You get 2.
So here and here.
Yeah. First and second slot.
Excellent. So 4 terabytes to M.2. I'm not sure what this customer is using.
Games.
Worse than I think you could hear me. I think I said hi to him, right? So
No, you did.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what this customer is using this PC for, but for
It's a captured screw.
Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
It's a captured screw, so you don't need to take it out. It stays in the thing. It's okay, you can put it back in later.
Yeah, just
There you go. Yeah, yeah. A little bit more.
a little bit more.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
It's okay.
Don't want to break anything. Don't want to break.
It's hard to control those huge muscles, right?
Don't want to break the motherboard and.
All right, so don't forget to take plastic off.
What are these clips right here?
Toolless.
the retention.
Yeah, toolless. Most, I think, a lot of the manufacturers have moved over to just having toolless installation of them, M.2s, which is super great.
Okay. This way.
So you line up the key with the key.
I see it.
Yeah, 45 degrees.
And if you don't do 45 degrees,
You
like what if I just go straight in like that?
you risk bending the pins. Yeah.
Okay.
So 45 degrees, push down, and then pull this out. Let go.
Pull
So,
down?
right. No, it's not even on, man. All right, so look,
Oh, I see it.
you gotta push it past the black thing.
So was this like not seated properly, or? I mean, I feel like it's all.
No,
clear.
so this retention thing, you have to make sure it's clear of the M.2.
Okay.
Otherwise, the M.2 gets stuck on the retention.
Does this area have 2 slots?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. What happens if I like install the M.2, both the M.2s here on this slot? I mean, there's no speed difference, right, between these.
Technically, depends on the M.2. If you have a faster one, then it should go on the first slot, because that first slot is always going to be the fastest slot. Did you just strip a screw?
No,
You're
it's
good.
just not.
Yeah, once you hear that, that means it's all the way out of the threads.
Are you putting
I'm putting your screw back in.
Thank you.
Yeah. First mistake.
Oh yeah, so I guess for this build, like I said, I don't build PCs for the company, right? Which is a good thing. So I'm not as familiar as these guys, who probably build hundreds of PCs in a week or something. So
Not myself, but
I mean,
yeah, I mean, we produce quite a bit of PCs every week.
Yeah.
So to us, this is like second nature. I mean, we don't really need to think too much while doing it or worry too much, because you know, it's
So,
easy for us.
I
But
would say as I'm doing this, yeah, try to rate or judge me by just assume I'm a new hire or something. You know what I mean? Treat me as one of your underlings.
well, you're doing great.
Okay.
All right, put these back on.
What did you just do? What did you do?
I just was putting your screws back on. Wait. Plastic.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Pay attention detail. I didn't know that one had plastic on it too.
You took it off, didn't you? Oh no, I took
the
it off.
plastic on this one.
So if you don't take it off, basically it acts as an insulator. So instead
Yeah.
of cooling your M.2, it keeps it even hotter.
Warm.
Yeah. Look, we got a 10 out of 10 already. Or maybe
Thank
you
you.
got a 10 out of 10.
I'll take it. Take it.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty, Ken says.
Thank you, Ken.
Now, if you can't tell your left from your right, you make an L with your left hand.
Is that in?
Nope, it is. You're not threaded in properly, but there you go. You yeah, just don't over tighten because you can snap screws.
Yeah.
You gotta have a light touch.
I mean, you probably want to check my. When I'm done with all this, you probably want to check all. The,
oh yeah, just in case, because if we put water in it and something's not all the way down, then well, that's a bad time.
All right, so
Pretty much for that.
Huh? Pretty much finished with the M.2s. Let me get the RAM.
No.
Okay.
So there's a reason why, right? So once you put the RAM in, you have height here. So that means you have the chance of running into something. So before we do that, you're gonna put the CPU block on, just so
Water block,
you don't have as much in the way as possible.
Okay.
You can rip it, you can cut it.
So at this point, I'm pretty lost. I never installed.
Watch where you're cutting, man. Don't cut yourself.
I never installed. Oops. I never installed a CPU water block before.
Pretty easy.
It ends up ripping anyways. I don't know why. I can use a knife.
So,
Should we follow this?
you don't need instructions. I'm here. I'm gonna give you everything you need.
This is why it's nice to have an expert by your side when doing anything, I guess.
You don't need this. This is for Intel. You will
So I
need
guess you can't explain that these water blocks come with Intel and
Yeah.
AMD.
So I mean,
brackets.
if you're purchasing for yourself, right? Most water blocks will have all of the brackets you need, but some won't. So just make sure you look at the specs page to really see what they support.
Okay.
And if they don't, a lot of times the companies will have like brackets that you can buy for extra.
You brought me extra.
Yeah, so the reason why I gave you thermal paste is because sometimes this thermal paste is a little bit dry. So we just avoid using it.
Where's okay?
There you go.
Nice.
It's not about the size.
So
Nope.
what do I do? I'm pretty much lost.
All right, so you see this?
Yeah.
You need to remove this bracket. So the great thing about AM5 is that back plate is actually attached to the motherboard now, so you don't have to worry about
Oh, yeah, I
it
remember
just
yeah.
falling off.
I remember you guys were like,
Yeah, it was. So you would have to hold the back while you install it. It's just a pain in the ass.
so
What?
for
What?
So for these brackets, after they're uninstalled, you guys just toss them, or
Nope.
they're not, or they're reusable. It's not reusable water
So for us, we put it in the accessory box because let's say you want to RMA your motherboard
Yeah.
and you don't want to go through us. You need those brackets in order to RMA your motherboard because they will deny you if you are missing those brackets.
Okay.
Fun stuff, huh?
But this doesn't go on top of the water.
No. So we're just going to totally remove it for now. And you're going to put it in this bag that we took the other stuff out of. See that?
What bag was that? Oh, for that
And
bracket.
yeah. We're all about
Being
reusing.
efficient. Catch it.
Yeah, if you don't knock the bag out of my hand. Nervous? This part's getting scary, right?
No, I'm not too worried about it. Learning experience for both of us.
All right, cool.
So this goes over.
Not quite yet. So you're going to want to remove, well, let's keep the plastic on for now. You see these 4 screws?
Yes.
These will go where you just took out those brackets.
Just directly on top. You don't put anything over it first, or
Yeah, you need to screw it in.
Oh.
Nope, other way. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I thought there was like a bracket in between.
No, this is the bracket. So it just uses the included backplate.
Okay. Oh yeah. So it's yeah.
For Intel, you have to make a backplate because Intel actually doesn't include anything.
Thanks.
They just make holes.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that.
Oh, look, it's Alex.
That's some familiar people.
I like to work these a little bit. Just so
Work it.
fork.
Thank you. All right.
All right, now plastic comes off.
You applied thermal paste at this point.
Yeah, after you take the plastic off, you make sure you take it off because, like we said earlier, plastic is a insulator.
Insulator.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't-
I got tracked.
Now you put this. I'm going to show you, and then you can do it.
Okay.
So you thread the wire
So
through.
there's a certain face you got to use, right? A certain side of the face.
Yeah. Well, really doesn't matter. You won't be able to tell. One side is a little bit rounded. The other side is completely flat.
Yeah.
For the most part, if it's in the PC, you can't see it.
Well, so let me ask you, like, for our assemblers, are they always putting it a certain face up? Or?
Yeah, I mean the rounded part looks a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this, you put the wire through, and then
Yeah.
right. You don't want to.
You want
to show it right here. So you want to thread your wire through, at least for this block, and then make sure you clear that wire before you seat the bracket on. Because if you don't, you run the risk of just pushing down,
Bending the wire.
and that wire will snap. All right, your turn.
Pretty simple stuff. Is there? I guess it doesn't matter. There's no
Yeah.
up or down, right?
This side facing out.
Oh no, but like there's no up.
Oh yeah, no, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
What did I just say?
Going too fast.
Literally did the thing I said not to do. No, you're good.
Thermal paste?
Not on there.
What? Oh,
Pea-sized amount. So depending on
did you say?
pea-sized amount,
Pea-sized amount?
well, a little
Like-
bit smaller than a pea, because a pea-sized amount is a lot. So just put it in the center.
So when you do it, when you build, you just do like a little dab, or do you do like a
happy
like
face?
X? What?
Okay, so
Like an X or like
the way I
little
see
design
it,
on it or something?
my personal opinion is yes, you can put too much thermal paste.
Yeah.
So the reason why is if you put way too much, sure, it's not going to short anything, but it makes cleanup a really big
pain.
hassle.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, thermal paste makes it all the way around into the socket. It's not going to kill the socket, but you might not post anymore just because something's blocking those pins.
Okay. So I'm gonna do.
Moderate amount.
I'm gonna do what I think is necessary, and then you tell me.
Okay.
Because we can just wipe it off, right, and clean it up.
Yeah.
Do we have alcohol or anything here, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over there.
So this is what I think is a good amount.
I would agree with you.
That's good.
Yeah.
And just in the center like that.
Yeah. Well, it
the
depends,
spread.
right? Because I don't have an Intel CPU, but depends. Like if your CPU is a square, dead center is probably going to be your best bet. Obviously, if you want to spread it around with like a spatula or something,
we
you
have
can. I do actually.
Yeah. I like spreading it.
Oh wait, no. Actually, this one didn't come with one. So you don't need to spread it.
Okay.
All the components that need to be cooled are generally in that center area, right? You can if you want, just to make sure you
For
get
me,
full
it's just
coverage.
like it's just like a nice little
Yeah, but
painting thing.
as long as your mounting pressure is even and you're tightening like in a crisscross pattern and not just tightening one side, that thermal paste isn't gonna
Should spread evenly.
smush like towards one side. But yeah, that's good. But Intel CPUs, you probably want to do a thinner, like a thin line.
What if I want to put more? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
Are there
Wait a
some
minute.
ways to actually apply thermal paste that affect the performance?
Well, if you don't put enough, it will. And worse, there's also cases where if you put too much and it's too thick, it doesn't spread evenly, and then now your CPU block isn't actually cooling the entire CPU, it's just cooling that tiny thick area. So
Alright. So that's contact.
and I mean, I like to just kind of push it down evenly, but you don't have to. All right, so they give you a bunch of stuff. You will
Got some
only need,
springs. We use plastic springs.
they're metal.
Feel plastic.
Yeah, everything feels plastic to you because you're strong.
Springs. We've got some plastic or metal, I guess.
They're metal. What?
Metal O-rings. What is this?
It's a retaining screw. Everything with Morris is like, it's all toys. All right, so you're gonna use these. These other ones are for Intel, so we will not be using
So
these.
all of this, I mean, obviously you know this off the top of your head because you've been doing this for like so long, right?
Yep.
But like all this is explained in that manual,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. If you've never done it before, don't throw away the instructions. Like,
Yeah.
and follow a YouTube video. Basically, just read the instructions, even if you don't want to. Usually they help.
Is there
There's no top or down for those.
what
The reason
like,
why
washers?
Yeah, so the reason why you have washers here is because these springs, while you're tightening, sometimes they will just go straight through the hole. So that's why they stop.
I mean, there is a top and down on these washers, but I'm gonna try to put them all on the rounded side up.
It really
Or-
doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
But you can, if it makes you feel better. It's
And
all
springs,
about. Yep.
like stuck
Amanda
together.
wants to know, how did you get so strong?
Yeah. Tell us.
How did I get so strong?
Tell us about your
So-
weekly schedule.
And then these go on top, right? These screw on top.
Yes. So
Crisscross?
first,
Well,
what-
let me do
you
this.
you want to thread it on like this, and then
Yeah.
thread both of them on at the same time, just so you don't accidentally thread it too much.
How do I get so strong?
RTFM. I'm not sure what that means.
It's just honestly dedication, man. Stay in the gym. Dedication to anything. If you spend time doing anything, you're gonna get good at it. You know what I mean?
Get good.
You're good.
That's
Doing
right.
once
Get
per
good and get strong.
for the first time.
What do you say? RTFM?
I have no idea what that means.
Real
Real talk for men.
talk for men.
For Maurice.
For Morris. Yeah, for Morris.
Thanks, bro.
Real talk from Morris. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, Ken.
We're gonna like.
What if it's something not PG? It's okay. It's Real Talk from Morris. That's what it is now. RTFM.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
Real
we
Talk
should,
from Morris.
Maybe we should just name our like podcast like that.
It's Real Talk from Morris time.
Yeah, I agree with that. What is this one?
Read the got it. Yeah, read the manual. Read the manual, guys.
Currently taking a computer engineering course. Would you all mind explaining what SR/D flip-flops are in combinational/sequential circuits? Yeah, that's above my pay grade. I am sorry, I can't help you with that. I'm more of a physical kind of guy. Like,
What do you mean by physical?
I like doing things with my hands, right? Like building things,
I see.
you know, that sort of stuff. I mean, I can understand the basics, but that doesn't seem like the basics to me. That seems like I need to read a book for it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, JD. Kind of above our heads. So
Maybe next time we'll get somebody who understands that.
Sure. So how tight are you supposed to make these?
Oh yeah, I probably should have stopped you earlier. Well,
I mean,
yes, there can be too tight.
I mean, do you normally have them poke out a little bit? Or?
Yeah, you're strong, man. That's like, there's basically no springs. Look at that. There's no space in between the strings. I don't know if, can you guys see that? Is that there? I don't know if it's focusing. Also, wow, you missed the screw entirely.
What do you mean?
You see how that's not aligned?
Well,
What were you screwing into here?
I don't know. It went in somewhere.
No.
Or maybe this one.
Dude, you screwed directly into the plate behind it. I think you made a new hole.
No way.
But
You want some tension?
you want some tension, but not too much, because too much can hurt
So you
performance.
stop right at the top of the.
So I tell my assemblers to go by how much the spring is compressed, because if you compress too much, then you know why are you using the springs, right?
Right.
So I like to see maybe 0.5 millimeter to a millimeter in between the coils of the spring, and that means that, you know, that's good pressure. And then another way is like, you kind of want to move this back and forth a little. If you can move it, maybe tighten a little bit more. If it's, you know, fit in solid, that means it's having good pressure. But you will need to fix that. So I would loosen this one too, just so that you can thread that on. Nope. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Can't tell from this.
Yeah, so the LTT one is, the ratcheting is like,
Feels weird.
it's called, it's the right way, but it's also backwards than normal, because normally if you want the ratchet to go left, you would turn it right, but turn this the same way that you want to tighten or loosen.
The direction. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did this screw into?
That screw right there. I think, yeah, oh my god, you really did.
Can you explain us what happened?
Technically, there's nothing wrong with that.
I screwed into.
But he
like,
literally screwed into the metal backplate where there's no hole. And you made a hole.
Not my fault that these are so brittle.
You're lucky that's not the motherboard, it was just a vanity plate.
We should.
Weapon.
Oh, Ken answered the question. We should always get Ken here instead.
Oh, thank you, Ken.
He could be the smart guy of all three of us. So Ken says sequential logic circuits use flip-flops as memory elements and in which their output is dependent on the input state.
Do not shake your head at me, Alex. I shake you. I shake you when I see you.
This is pre-recorded? No, we were live.
Yes, it is.
It's pre-rec,
We already knew it was going to come.
before recreational stuff.
All right.
All right, now you can put the
CPU
RAM.
block is on. Huh?
RAM.
Okay. Everything else is just what, wiring?
Give take. Remove any plastic you see. So any covering plastic, yeah. That, yeah.
You guys remove this?
Yeah. That's what the GPU goes.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I don't know. They started putting that on. I think it's some sort of requirement by California. California has a lot of requirements. Just
So I think this is one, I guess one step most beginners mess up. Like they don't know which slots to put the RAM sticks in, right?
yeah. So this falls under read the manual.
Yeah.
Generally, it's always the same. It's always going to be, I think it's called A2 and B2.
It says right here.
A2, B2, right? I think those are A2. Yeah, A2 and B2.
The label?
But
The-
yeah,
it's labeled on the
on
motherboard.
everything on your motherboard is labeled. Even better, read the manual. The manual will tell you which two slots are the primary or which slot is the primary if you only have one stick, which you really shouldn't have just one stick of
I
RAM.
mean,
You should
it
have at least two.
I think
That's actually the name of this live stream. We didn't read the manual.
I think like intuitively it seems like
The closest?
not
You
the
want to do the
closest, but like
closest?
A2 B2. You would assume it's like A1 B1, right?
Oh, that's true, yeah. But not every single motherboard operates that way. Like some motherboards with, 8 sticks, or if you even get up to like 16 sticks, that's when you really need to find out, because you might not always have 4 and 4. You might have 2 sticks. That's when you need to look in your manual, and your manual is going to tell you which slots you need to put your RAM in for the best performance.
Okay.
Most of the time, if you're just playing games, probably won't notice the difference. I mean, you could even have it here and here. Maybe it's unstable, but
Oh, like right next to each other?
yeah, I mean, for general use, if you're just using a computer, yeah, you might not notice, but you probably should
think-
follow the manual.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the best bet.
RTFM, right, guys?
It always comes back to that. All right. That should be it.
All right.
Get the case.
This case. Solve the case.
Yep.
The motherboard with everything that it needs.
Yeah.
For
So yeah, CPU, RAM, storage.
All right. So your first step is removing all the panel.
I'm on it.
Now, for those of you at home who have a Corsa and you're not sure how to remove your panels, or you didn't know you could remove your panels, you pop them open, like Morris is doing. Now, wait, before real quick. So there's a corner. Can you switch to the overhead real quick?
I don't know if it can see it.
All right, so all right, perfect. Oh, it's kind of not focused, but you can kind of see it. So this corner right here, it does
Bring it
go
over.
over the glass. So sometimes, for the most part, if you want to remove that panel, you got to turn it all the way open, and then you can remove it. Or
So-
the safer bet is to remove the top right here, because if you don't do that, you see how the glass is sitting kind of underneath the
lip
top
of it.
panel. Yeah, you will bend it. It won't be bad, but if you want to keep
mean,
it pristine.
Probably can't take it off. Also, so
Oh yeah,
can hit it with the lip.
no, you can hit it. Somebody's done it before. Don't worry, somebody here did it before. Found that out.
so within the Corsa there is a accessory box.
Yep.
Which contains
Screws for everything you need, and it also contains 2 extra hard drive bays. So the Corsa can hold, what is it, 4 hard drives and I think 8 2.5-inch SSDs.
put it down, right?
Yeah, you can put it down. Wait, you might as well remove the front panel too. That way you can remove
So you guys,
the,
you want me to remove these?
yeah, so you can remove those. No, front panel. There you go.
Waiting on your order.
What order?
Are you getting the HD?
You what? Oh,
The Lazy Susan? You want to use the Lazy Susan?
Maybe
Uh,
the-
do you think it's necessary?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're able to just turn it, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
So-
there's 3 more on the front side.
The hard drive's over here, right? And then
Nope, that's your power supply, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
hard drive.
SATA.
2.5. They're all SATA.
Was it SATA M or SATA
Nope.
SSDs?
Yeah, there you go. It's just say 2.5 inch.
Okay.
It's easier because they're all SATA technically, right? So people will get
I'll
confused.
put it down just so people can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you guys take the vanity plates off too?
Yeah, you can do that. feels like nothing to him because it's so light, right?
There's no system in it yet. All right, here we go. Bam.
All right, so yeah, you don't want to stick that there. That's the back IO. You can definitely, the wires are thin enough where they will get caught in the back. So
I'll try and get it out of the way.
you put it over here because you're running the wires to the back anyways.
Okay.
So having them back there doesn't hurt you at all. You move them out of the way. All right, so now you put the motherboard in.
So this this case does have a what would you call this?
Vanity cover, I guess.
To like
A pretty beautification panel.
Shift the size of the motherboard, right?
Yeah, you can. I think
So I guess this motherboard.
EATX.
Yeah, this motherboard we wouldn't utilize this too much.
No.
But I'm just gonna move it out the way for now, just to give myself more space.
Yeah, so you will need to move it back because the way we mount the distribution block, this thing,
Okay.
it needs to be in a certain place. So
And this case comes already with.
yeah, it comes with all the standoffs you need.
Yeah.
They're all pre-installed, and they give you extra too. Well, first you need to line up the motherboard.
And normally, I guess when you put other motherboards in, there's a IO shield.
Yeah, well, this one already has it pre-installed, which is great. So now you don't need to line up those USB ports with the back panel and then get stuff all stuck or messed up.
Right? I think I'm in.
Are you? So scoot over a little bit. This motherboard, they have guides for the holes.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the screws right through them.
Yeah, look at the back a little bit. Is it lined up?
Yeah. It's good to me.
We'll see later when QA judges
will,
this
yeah.
system.
We will see. We will see.
If it gets kicked back, then means you didn't do a good enough job. Alright, so I'm just gonna pour these all out and I'll separate them.
Yeah.
So the Corsa, the motherboard screws, if you know screw sizes, it's M3 thread. So
Pretty standard, right?
yeah, well, in most cases, everything will either use M3 or 6x32. So it's one of those two. Very rarely will something use some like a screw completely different. At least that stuff is standardized. So here's two more.
Thank you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I know I'm joking when I say like I'm just kind of building. I'm kind of messing around, but I'm really not. I'm trying to make this as perfect as I can for the customer. You know what I mean?
Clickbaiting type.
Don't worry. You have a pride of a
Yeah, no, like,
assembler.
take-
I mean, at the end of the day,
take pride in what I do. You know what I mean? So
these things
I don't
are
wanna-
almost like, I don't want to say like pieces of art, but I mean, they should look
I
nice.
mean, they
Right.
kind of are. Yeah. It's you know, a lot of people use these as like
See that engineering? That's hard.
yeah. If people like
Yeah.
feel proud to display this.
Yeah, and it's something you made, right? So you do want to be proud of it too.
Yeah.
Like you take pride, a little bit of pride and I guess joy when you make something that looks really nice.
Not giving yourself enough credit, Ernest.
What is your favorite build that you can remember?
Favorite build? I think, was it like 2 years ago where we did that one Aventum for CES? Or was it the CES, I think? The one where we drove down in a storm? That was crazy.
It was fun though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I don't know if you guys want to hear that story, but that was kind of insane. Like originally I think the guy who Robert was supposed to go, but he hurt his back, so me and Morris were like, all right, we'll do it. But I think it was near
It was like it was very last
it was very last
a
minute
day
for
of-
us
the day of like
that we needed to go.
yeah, or it was one day before, and yeah, we just kind of we had to do it. We just had to make the drive.
Yeah, it was during a huge storm. And we also took, so we're going from we went from Fremont technically because
Yeah.
we went to your place first. So we went Fremont all the way down to Las Vegas. It was Las Vegas,
Las
right?
Vegas, yeah.
We took the long way through a storm because we thought it was the quick way, but it wasn't.
Well, it was a safe way because the other way was going through the mountains, and going through that storm in the mountains.
I think the storm completely missed those mountains too, though.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. On the way back though, I was driving with Ton, and we were going, and it was still storming, and we were going through the mountains. That was a pretty fun drive. Like,
All I remember is you driving, and then it was raining, and you couldn't see anything. It was just, and you're like, I can't, like, I don't know where I'm going
you know,
anymore.
what's fun is that, you know, we rented a car, right? So it's not really our car. We can kind of, you know,
Go a little nuts.
yeah. So, and it was like super windy. Remember how windy it was?
Oh.
And like those, even in Fremont, those like tumbleweeds would come to us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that now. I didn't remember that till now.
You gave me extra screw.
Oh, did I? Cool.
Yeah.
I was just testing you. You passed. Are you sure?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I can't count to 9. I counted to 10.
Right.
Right. So what we like to do in the beginning, we would put these in the accessory box, but now what we like to
There's
do,
something else in here.
that's the RGB board. Now what we like to do is actually install these in the case so you don't have to worry about them just floating around, or maybe you lose them or whatever. At least you don't have to worry about that. If you have a larger power supply, yeah, it'll take up more space. So we may or may not need to remove a hard drive bay, but this is a 750, so more than enough space.
Yeah.
These will slide right in.
To
So they slide in right here. You see the...
maybe I should stand it up.
you missed it. You see the lip back there? The end of this needs to go underneath the lip. Yeah, it might be easier if you stand. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, good job. Proud of you.
You said it like I messed up or something.
Oh, I thought you did by the sound, but it looks good.
I might need some help here. I can't fit my sausage fingers.
You have a screwdriver. Here's a screwdriver. It's magnetic.
Oh, there's another one too on here.
Yep. Yeah, 5 PCs. This is his 5th from us. That's crazy. Thank you for that confidence.
Who said that?
Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
2225. Nope, just 2 2s. 2255.
All right. So next step would be, what would you do at this point? Power supply or?
I would probably put some fans on some radiators.
I like doing that.
So with CPU
I'll move
only,
this out the way.
sure. With CPU only, we do a full 360. Then fully copper, we don't use aluminum, so copper, nickel plated, brass, all that stuff.
So this
Yeah, I'll
is
leave these in here.
what is this? 120 times 3?
Yes, so 360. Yep. So
What were you looking at?
making sure the orientation is correct. So you know, it's not a big deal if you're doing it yourself. You know, if you're, let's say this radiator is installed in the case and the back of the case is here, you really don't want to be looking at the wire in the front, so that's why you move it so that it's in the back like this. So that's why I just need to double check.
That was just for,
So some
Like that-
pre-planning needs to go into it, right?
oh, so it's not just aesthetics. It's,
No, it is for aesthetics.
Oh.
It doesn't make a big deal, but you need to
What
think
about-
about how you're going to have the wires so that they're hidden.
Okay.
Unless you want to look at them, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that too.
No, I mean, I think it's good. It's a good approach, right? To make it more hidden.
It's about orientation.
Well, why'd you put it like that then? I was following your first one.
I was just showing an example. I thought you were going to ask me.
Okay.
Okay, now you need screws.
Thank you. Are these all the same?
Yeah, you're going to use those ones. So these we'll use to mount to the top of the case.
The actual case, yeah.
Yeah, there's a great part about that case too. We'll go over it after this part.
You say that so sarcastic. I don't know.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I actually think it's the great part.
Okay.
No, I really love the Corsa. It's like, it's very easy to build in. Is that the word? Lovable? No,
Lovable?
I don't know.
Easy to build in?
It's
I
my
guess.
favorite case so far because it gives you a lot of options and a lot of its pieces come off, so it makes it really easy to install things.
It's careful.
All right, buddy.
I don't want to puncture this.
All right, yeah. So
I got it.
because it's copper is very soft, you could probably twist this with your hands because you're so
What do
strong.
you mean by options?
Options. So you know, as you saw earlier, all of the panels come off. The top glass panels, the bottom glass panels, the front panel, the internal structure of the case too. A lot of it comes off. So
Oh, you want to say
yeah, it's very
modular?
accessible. Maybe that's the word.
Modular?
Modular. That's an even better word. It's accessible and modular. Well, I don't know about modular because like that means we can change things about it. It's a
Can we?
not really. They usually.
Well, I mean, modular as in the sense that, yeah, things come apart and they're easy to put
Oh
back
yeah,
together,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I guess. Yeah. I like building it. Well, yeah, I like building it.
Good.
Much more than any other case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, we do have some new cases coming up.
Oh yeah.
I think
I hope to get my
same,
hands on those soon.
same modularity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things you look at, right? Like, for everyone here who's an assembler, I'm fairly confident we can all build in any sort of case, but we also have to think about when it gets to you guys, right? Like, it needs to be somewhat easy for you guys to replace parts if you feel comfortable doing it, because that saves everybody time, right?
Yeah. Speaking of new hardware, you guys see that they released the specs for 50 series, RTX 50 series. They
Oh,
leaked
that's
it.
an actual release? I thought
Well,
it was a leak.
It was a leak, yeah.
And then they
But-
confirmed it?
well, they didn't confirm it, but I mean, I'm gonna assume it's real.
What a leak is... No, but
Sounds legit.
yeah, I think, what did they say? Like, the leak says 600 watts.
600
Faith.
watt power drop for the 5090.
That's just how much power it needs,
Which
which is basically all of this single power supply.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's kind of insane. And what is it? 30% more cores. CUDA cores? Was it CUDA cores? I think I said CUDA cores. I briefly glanced at that article.
yeah, but 32 gig. I mean, it has new.
Oh yeah, it was like 30 something gigs of VRAM.
Yeah. 32 gig.
GDDR7.
So it's a new, I guess, DRAM. What would you call it? Format or
Generation?
Yeah,
I
new
guess it's like
generation.
generation,
Yeah.
right?
New generation of VRAM. So, but I mean, 4K gaming 4K at 120 FPS is like should
Maybe
be
even more.
should be like a huge possibility now, or easy to do.
Yeah, the cost of the sun.
What do
I
you
mean, with how much power that thing's taking, holy
I mean-
moly, 600 watts, man. My power supply at home isn't even. Oh, I think I have a 750, an 850. I think I have 850, but still, that's a lot. That's a lot of power.
All right.
Perfect. Now tighten them down. They give you 2 extra just in case you lose them.
But imagine the possibilities again.
Man, I don't
Yeah.
even think I fully use my 4080 right now. If I'm gonna be honest.
You're
Not
not
even
even using the full potential of your.
not even like well, I guess it should like help with game development too, right? Like
Yeah.
stronger graphics cards.
Faster. I mean, we should be able to see much nicer graphics too,
Yeah.
like more realistic. I mean, it could help with movies if they're willing to spend the time to create things that look amazing.
Like photorealistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, Battlefield, what is it? Battlefront 2, right? Had photorealistic graphics, but that was because they were taking pictures of
2?
everything. Yeah.
What is that?
The Star Wars Battlefront?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was because that team went out and they were taking really high res photos of like the deserts and everything, and then they translated that into the game.
yeah. I mean,
Really?
that's probably why, game files are getting so much larger now, because like the assets are, they're just so much. You just need so much more resolution, And there's so much more data involved.
Minimum PSU for 50 series. I mean, if it really does take 600 watts, I wouldn't go any lower than 1,000-watt power supply.
For the 5090.
Yeah.
But like a
Maybe a
50,
12.
like a 5060 or something, or
Oh, yeah, definitely the lower cards you should be okay with.
Yeah. I don't know how tight I want to make these, but they're good.
Let me check. Well, yeah, I can tell this screw's not in all the way.
Oh, this one too. Oh, this one too.
Go. All right, get back to it.
How many people you need to speak?
2.
Yeah, I mean, that's fairly true, right? Because if you aren't familiar with how tight you're supposed to get these, everyone talks about the risk to, you know, puncturing one of these channels on the back, right? Yeah, let me go over here. And then you can switch over. So there's fins. So what makes up a radiator is the fins, and then you have these channels that connect in between. And these channels is what carries the fluid through. And a lot of people talk about the risk of, like, you know, when you're screwing something in, oh no, the screw, you tighten it too far and that screw punctures one of these channels. Luckily, a lot of manufacturers have gotten smart to this and they don't normally put channels behind. Or if they're even better, you see Alpha Cool right here. We use Alpha Cool radiators. They have a blocking piece. I don't know if you can actually see that, but behind where you screw in your screws, there's a piece of metal that will stop the screws from actually going any further. Yeah. So you don't have to worry too much.
The same thing on the other side.
Yep. Yeah. And also, these screws aren't threaded all the way through, so you can only tighten them so far.
Oh.
So before we put that in, we're going to put some fittings on this first. Right. Just because once you get this in, it's going to be a pain in the butt to tighten anything down, because you're going to lose a lot of space.
Good.
So we're going to start with 2 spacers.
On both?
Yes. So
You use that clamp to, like, yeah.
maybe. You might be strong enough not to use it. So, yeah, okay, so one quick thing. It's copper.
Okay.
So don't tighten until you can't anymore. It's very soft.
Don't tighten until you can?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to do hand tight, and then let me tighten to the place where it should be, and then you loosen, and you can kind of feel how tight it is.
So you tighten it and then loosen it?
I want you to loosen it so that you can feel how tight it really should be. So if you loosen it by like a quarter turn, tighten it by a quarter turn again, so that way you can see that's where it needs to be for tightness.
Okay.
And then you can copy that.
What's the reason for that?
If you over tighten something with copper, because the threads are welded into this end block, right? The threads will rip. You might not see the rip in the copper, but when you put the fluid in there, you'll get little tiny droplets of fluid leaking out, and then that radiator's done, basically.
You tell me, is it tight enough, or?
No, yeah, that's good. So I'm not too worried about like too loose. I'm worried about too tight, because a lot of people are worried about leaking, right? And, you know, you want to tighten as much as you can, but that also introduces a different problem, which is over tightening to the point where things break. Because
like,
copper is not a very hard metal.
Okay.
It's a very soft metal, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only worry. So we're gonna put another spacer there just so we can clear the fans.
Here?
Nope, that's a 90. So that's a 7.5 spacer.
Okay. Are these built the same, or are they gonna be like different?
Oh, they're gonna be the same length.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I will get you one more of these.
And same thing for these two. Don't over tighten, or
yeah.
Or is that just?
It's always because this isn't stuck anywhere, right? So if you tighten too much,
one part,
it's going to turn the next part. Yeah.
Like it doesn't want to catch or something.
So if that,
I got it.
Backwards, and then so you can turn all the way backwards to align the threads.
Right now we're just screwing these fittings onto the radiator. There you go. And then 90s. So these
I think a 50 series would work with your 850 watt Ken. It's just maybe not a 5090. Oh, you want to do the 90s here.
What are these for?
These are called compression fittings.
So
you put the tube in it.
Yeah, only
basically.
for soft line, right?
Yep. So most of these fittings in general will be 1/4 inch threads. So let's say, you know, you like the way Primo Chill radiators look. You can buy a Primo Chill radiator and then get Alpha Cool fittings if you like the way those look. The threads are generally all going to be the same.
Okay.
And yep. So-
I guess it doesn't matter. I wasn't like.
Yeah, you can. So these are rotary fittings, right? So once they're tight, you can rotate them in any direction. What I like to tell the assemblers, right? If you're not sure how tight it is, grab the fitting,
And if it
turn it,
Yeah.
like just turn it a bunch. And if you see it loosening itself, then that means you're not tight enough. But you're good.
good tip.
Yep.
And just tighten it
No, that's
after that. That wild movement. You did.
One thing you should do is take off the cap before you tighten that down, because what you don't want to do is grab the cap and then tighten the, basically, you know, this is all the way, and you're tightening the fitting on, and you're grabbing the cap, and the cap is as tight as the fitting, and then when you try to remove the cap, the whole fitting comes out anyways.
Good tips. Anybody in assembly? I hope you guys are watching. Or
They should know. They shouldn't be watching either. But you know, it's okay. Where'd my water go?
All right. So after what we do so far, motherboard, radiator,
Mhm.
fans. Doesn't seem like a lot.
We're almost done.
Okay.
We're like, I would say 50% of the way there. Oh wait, maybe not. You still have to do the wiring. That might take a while.
I mean, we just get the structure in. You know
What
what I mean?
was I coming back here for?
Who
Oh,
cares about the wiring?
let me borrow this. So I'm gonna take this piece off right here.
This is one of the aspects why you like the
Yeah, so
forces so much.
we're gonna top mount this radiator, and we can completely remove the top panel, so you don't need to hold that radiator in there while you're tightening it down
I like it.
and worry about it falling or bending everything.
This is in the case. This is
Yes.
facing which way? This way. It'll be going this way, right?
Yep, like that.
Okay.
So because we have fittings here, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but an easier way is just let these hang over the edge so you can get a flat surface. And then you do this.
So, but how do you know where to mount it? Like, what if I mount it this way?
Then it's
that
the wrong
means-
direction.
So how do you know?
This is directional. You can only put this in one way, right? Are you talking about like which way I want the tubes in?
Yeah.
We just kind of choose the way that looks nicest to us.
So
It really
tubes-
doesn't make a huge
Like
difference.
the tubes will never run. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it wouldn't make a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's just you get longer runs this way, and it looks a little bit nicer,
Okay.
a little bit more viewing, right? So it was this way, and then you're gonna want to use these right here, and these screws. Yep. So make sure you can see all 12 holes.
okay.
So start with this one, and then go all the way to the other side.
I usually do like diagonal, like this one, and then this
Yeah.
corner.
Mhm.
Was that what you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, did you say?
You're doing good.
Oh,
Yeah. See, it's not so bad, right? I mean, I think it's really
appreciate the,
intimidating.
positive reinforcement, the occasional positive reinforcement.
I think it's really intimidating in the beginning when you're not sure, but as you break it down into these individual steps, it's really not as bad as
Yeah,
I guess most people think.
to be
Right?
honest with you guys, I think I blacked out or something. I
You don't remember anything? Well, it's safe to say we definitely won't be hiring you for assembly then, huh?
I mean, it's different when you're like, you know, when you're trying to talk and have a conversation and building at the same time, as opposed to, you know, just like kind of focusing on how like.
So as far over a little bit, like right here, just so you can see all the holes, because you don't want to accidentally like.
Well, but how do you
right?
know how far to shift this?
Loosely put it in, and then we'll figure it out. Because what you don't want is to hit this back fan. But I'll tell you right now, you're not going to go all the way to the end. It's going to be somewhere around here, up against that one. So,
So shift it all the way down this way.
Yeah. So that way, these fittings will clear that rear fan.
Okay.
And that one down too.
I'll put this one in first. How about that?
Because you see how the holes aren't lining up because you tighten this down.
Okay.
So you need to loosen this up a bit. Because you see how right here it's half covering. Because as you're tightening down, it shifted, and that's why. So you can start just thread in like one of the center holes, and that way you know for sure. Yeah, put that one in too. And then you can kind of tighten everything down as you go. Because there's so many holes, sometimes that frame will warp. And if it warps, it'll cover one of the holes.
Yeah.
Because we're going right up against the edge.
Yeah, I think I asked you earlier what was your favorite build. I think one of my favorite builds is the ones you did over there on that island. You know,
yeah.
those super
enjoy
custom ones. I think we should do more of those.
That was a
like
fun time.
Maybe we do one on live stream too. Like
That was a lot of work too. I took a hammer to metal.
yeah. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we basically did a full custom PC build. We basically took one of our cases and just like
Customized it, I guess, like
custom fabricated it, basically, like just kind of changed
I mean, we
the shape,
cut a
changed the
bunch
look.
of stuff
Yeah.
too.
But like those type of projects they're super fun.
Radiator full?
Well, we don't have it right here.
They're
over there.
Maybe we'll
on,
put some photos in the Discord or something.
Yeah. So,
Open air. I mean, when we were doing it, we were really, I guess, amazed or interested in open air concept,
Yeah.
you know, PCs.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We just made 2 cases. One was based off of a Bolt, and the other one was a Ventum.
If you guys seen our old Bolt model cases, you probably haven't seen it, Irvin. But like our old Bolt model is like a very
ITX.
yeah, it's
Very
small form.
sleek.
Yeah, it's sleek. And so we just took that and tried to make it, you know, more modern, I guess, or well, I mean, modern's not
Just
good.
different, I guess.
Yeah,
We're just
just
trying to make it a
open
little
air.
bit different. Yeah.
Open air, yeah. Did they ask something?
Probably Velox was too big.
Right, Velox was too big.
Too big.
When are we going to add a AC unit to the PC?
I think people have already done that, right? Like those LN2 cooling overclockers.
Oh, like liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
Live stream idea?
What else?
Yep. Yeah, so you should be left with 2 extra screws. I just took them, so that's your last screw.
I haven't tightened any of these down yet. I'm just placing them in for now.
Okay.
Where's the positive reinforcement at?
Great job. You're doing a great job. Good job, Morris. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Remember, always tell yourself you're doing a great
Does
job.
nothing
The
for me.
limit is
What do you mean?
We're just gonna throw quotes every 5 minutes for you.
I'm really proud of you and how far you've come.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
You could be doing so much work.
very true. You could be doing so much worse.
So after this, what should we do? Should you start prepping for the other?
After this, we will put in the power supply. Or you want to finish the whole thing today, right?
Fun.
Or
I hate the power supply part, like just the wiring of
worry.
it.
yeah, just break it down into what you need and what you don't need, right?
In terms of like the cords.
Yeah, in terms of the cords, right? So you need CPU power, EPS cables. You need 24 pin. You don't need a PCIe because it's a 40 series. You need a 12 volt high power cable, right? And then you also need a Molex for the pump.
Right.
Yep. So you just break it down into what you need and what you don't need, and it becomes much easier.
So I'll try to do that. I'll try to go through the wires, and you let me know if I'm pulling like the right ones.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
It'll be a little fun little
Let me
game
sit down,
because I have no
my
idea. Would you say your feet hurt?
Yeah. Getting old.
So, you know, the same idea, I guess, same concept applies to this side. Don't want to over tighten it too much, right? I mean, I guess these screws aren't going to function
Yeah.
as a two.
I mean, you know, they also have the blocking plate, so
Yeah.
you don't really have to worry too much. But you do want to make sure that it's tight enough where if you kind of pull on it, it's not going to go anywhere.
If you pull on it, like shift it.
Yeah, so you don't want it to shift, because if it shifts here, that means
Yeah.
when it's shipping, it's definitely going to move around. And that could cause some serious damage.
Oh, yeah, especially if everything's attached. Because this whole thing basically can be attached to, not attached to CPU, but like
Okay.
connected to CPU.
And the tubes, right? If it were hardline and that radiator were moving, most likely tube would fly out or crack or break. And then that means a wet PC, even though, you know, we drain the system before we ship it, but there's always residual and
Okay.
no bueno.
What power supply is this customer using?
750
Is it non-modular?
non-modular, correct.
Interesting. Is that usually harder or easier to build in?
The
it's opposite
non-modular ones are easier because, like, you don't need to worry about what you know, the extra. You just hide the extra. I guess it depends. To me, it makes no difference.
I think modular is purple, right? Because you could just remove extra, like the wires you don't need.
Yeah. But usually the, you know, at least for us, the non-modulars don't have too many extra cables.
Yeah. Okay.
So two ways. Either you can just slide it in from the back here, or you can take off the bracket and then attach it to the bracket.
Feed everything in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take out the bracket.
All right. Let me give you some screws.
In my hands.
And then move this over here then. So power supplies we'll use.
Having fun?
Yeah. Cable management is a big part of building a PC for us, right?
It is. Yeah. I mean, I'll do my best to try to manage everything, make it not messy for the customer. But
And,
you know, I have a safety net. If anything goes wrong, you know, this guy will fix it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, Morris limited edition.
There's only 3 screws.
Yeah, I'm looking for the there it is. The screwdriver, man. Don't tighten it all the way. Just thread it in, because the power supply wants to shift once you put it in.
They're asking, what are your names?
Oh, my name's Ernest, and this is Morris.
Hello. Yeah, maybe tell people a little bit about yourself, Ernest. Then
Me?
I could, you know, give some simple. How long you been with the company?
5.5 years now, almost.
Okay.
What about you?
And I've been here 6 years, I think.
6 years?
6 years. Ernest, he's like the lead. I mean, I don't like titles, but you know, this guy's the expert in assembly. He's like the go-to guy for all our assemblers.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
We all kind of wear a lot of hats here.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love this place.
And I work in the marketing department. I don't normally build PCs. So you know, we figured this will be a fun stream for everybody to kind of learn how we build PCs, kind of see how we do it, and for me to kind of learn how we do our Hydrolux PC building. So
yeah, I mean, it's a good experience. With this knowledge, you can go home and water cool your own PC.
no, I don't think I will.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside to water cooling is like you do have to do maintenance on it every once in a while to maintain cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
The biggest worry is algae. So you can get growth.
Do you have a water cooling PC?
Yeah, I do.
How often do you?
How often do I clean it? Less often than I should. That's for sure. I mean,
like once a year, or
yeah. I mean, most people, or I guess experts or people online, will recommend 6 months to a year. I always say that's very good, but it also depends on if you see anything floating around. If you see algae growing, you need to clean it.
So your I guess reservoir water block is like very visible.
Yeah, I bought one from here actually.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you just check every once in a while. If you have a clear CPU block, you look inside and see if it isn't as shiny as it used to be. One of the other things to do is if you want to just be preemptive and not wait for things to grow 6 months to a year, replace the fluid. You when you're replacing fluid, flush it out with distilled water and then replace with whatever kind of fluid you want.
When you do your maintenance, you do a full flush, like everything, or
Nope.
is it, okay?
It's do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, you know? I'm okay with taking that risk because if something does happen, I know how to take it apart, right? But if you're not okay with completely disassembling, like let's say you have a water-cooled GPU, there's a lot of screws you need to take out to disassemble the copper from the acrylic.
Oh, I should shift this back.
Wait, so there are 2 screws right here that you can loosen that will. You don't need to take them out.
Oop, I just took one off. I don't think it's going back on.
Yeah, but it just feels more on how comfortable you are and how much you want to risk. Like the longer you wait to replace your fluid, the more risk you're taking in with growth or algae or something will get clogged.
Out of like everybody here, who would you say has the cleanest wiring? Put you on the spot. So, well, I think at this point, I could determine how the routing could go, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how it's
Okay.
gonna go.
Well, no, but I could this is for GPU, right?
Yes,
So I could like throw it up here if I wanted to. Obviously, it's not the
that's not the place.
it's
but
not the optimal place yet.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, you should just go from
Yeah.
there, right? I think David has nice wiring.
David?
Yeah.
Good job, David.
Yeah, good job, David. He also builds really fast too. That guy can finish a computer in 30 minutes or less if it's
Yeah.
really simple. I got a thing just for
I don't
you.
have any Molex, right?
You need this. So the 750 only has a single, so we use a splitter.
I'm
That's-
so lost.
That's for the CPU power because this
Oh.
motherboard requires 2, but the power supply only gives you 1. So plug that into the splitter.
This is so weird. Why is this like?
Oh, some motherboards only give you 4. Some will have 8. Some will have 10, or not 10. Sorry, 12, and some will have 16.
I mean, like having extra splitters, just like there's more wires and it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, there you go. I flip it upside down.
You flip upside down.
Yeah, no, you can just leave
I'm
it
just
there.
gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna mess with the wiring later. Trying to figure out what any. We don't need any of these Molexes, right? Or SATA.
You will need a Molex and 1 SATA.
One Molex, one SATA.
You definitely do not need PCIe because nothing. Oh well, let me see. Does this motherboard have a PCIe? Power? No, it does not. So you're good. No PCIe.
Okay. I'm gonna clean this up. Oh, do we have zip ties? Oh. So one Molex and one
And
SATA.
printers. Yeah, 1 Molex, 1 SATA.
Alright, organize this a little bit better.
So what I like to do is not zip tie those two things together. Because let's say in the future you need a SATA.
Okay.
At least this way, whoever has this computer doesn't need to cut everything out. They
Right.
could just open up the SATA one and cut the SATA zip ties.
Look at
Makes life a
you
little easier that way.
thinking about the customer.
Also, yeah.
It's
Because I like to do things or make things in the way that I would appreciate it, right?
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate not having to do extra work when I'm trying to fix something.
cool. Okay. I'm gonna I won't cut these yet. I'm just kind of organizing right now. So you guys probably can't see it, but I'm organizing the
There.
I'm organizing the wires right now for power supply. So it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit more tidy back here.
You want me to tell you a trick on how to do it?
Sure.
I don't know if they can see it here. Let go of it. What's this? All right, so like I will fold up the cables like this in my hand, like that, let's say, and because I'm out one hand and normally zip ties you'll need 2, I hold it, but I open my fist, I slide it under like that, and then now the zip ties together, so that way I can just thread it in, and then I hold the zip tie and I pull like that.
Okay.
So that way it's a little bit more
Thank you, sir. Thank you
easier, I
for
guess.
showing me how to use my own hands.
I mean, it didn't look like you were doing so well at it.
What are you talking about? What's this?
Well, look at this and then look at this. What's this bundle?
It's a nice little bundle.
It's too small.
That's fine.
So also why I like to leave like maybe 6 inches, 4 inches. This way you can move this bundle anywhere. So when you zip tie the bundle a little bit too close to the power supply, you limit where you can actually hide this.
Okay.
But I mean, you should be fine. There's a lot of space.
Should I do the
Gotta cut those nubbins off.
should I do what's it called, that
Disher plate?
RGB board?
Oh, RGB? Yeah, sure.
I don't want to plug these in right now.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
And the fans.
So we'll put it right here. Oh, you can put it a little higher.
Is there like a standard spot where you guys put these?
Yep. For the Corsa, it's always going to be right there. If you want to turn the... Can they see it? Yeah, right over there. Just to make it easy. We've experimented in the past with hiding things. It just confuses everybody. If things are hidden too well, we get a lot of complaints from the phone techs because they're like, where is it? Why is it not here?
Okay.
Cool. So you're gonna plug stuff in now. Cut the tie holding the fans.
Should I plug stuff in right now or?
Yeah, why not? It's in your hands. Don't
mean-
cut the cables though.
I was thinking about just kind of like organizing the wires first and then plugging everything else at the end.
Yeah, but don't organize it in the front because that's not where you're
Right.
hiding the wires, right? So you just pull everything through, and you can plug in your CPU
Let's
cables.
see how I want to route this wire.
Up there would probably be for the best.
I mean, I want to hide it here too. Like you guys usually tuck it
Well,
behind.
if you go
like,
this way, right, you don't have to look at it in the front. That's why.
but like I could tuck it behind here. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you could kind of see.
Yeah, I mean, some people will do that too. I mean,
Yeah, something like that. I mean, you can kind of see it, right?
Yeah.
Good vision, right? Something like that.
yeah,
I don't know. What do you think?
I would just go this way
Really?
because you're looking at like that much of the wire versus looking at that much, right? Because this is a much shorter run to the back.
Right. Okay.
Both of them are the same, so you could plug it in either one. Nope. Flip towards the top. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So this is CPU power. It's plugging in the CPU power right now.
What?
How come this has 2 clips? Or a chunky
Just in
clip.
case you have an 8-pin and a 4-pin. So that's why they split it. Because some motherboards have 2 8-pins, some have 1 8-pin, and some have 1 8-pin and a 4-pin, and then some motherboards have just a 4-pin.
So for like for the wires like bending like this, is there too much bend? You know what I mean? Like you don't want to.
Yeah, there is. Where, I mean, you don't want to be yanking on it because the wires are still wires, right? They can break. Just a nice curve. That's fine. These are really thick gauge. Thick gauge? I guess that's, yeah. So they're not going to snap or anything, not like USB 3.0 cables.
Okay.
Let's see. I have a question. Do you guys cut little holes in the front glass for better airflow on my Lumos system or sell those with little holes? On the Lumos, no, we do not cut
Lumos
front glass.
Lumos is all glass, isn't it?
Yeah, so the front panel, I think there's like a inch, maybe half an inch of clearance between the front glass and the glass cover, I guess. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. I have all the wires kind of organized how I like.
It's not going to stay up there because there's nothing to hold it there.
Yeah. But if I yank it,
You'll yank it out of the fan. Cool. You got the 24 pin in?
I don't want. Should I plug it in or should I just kind of
plug it
hang
in.
it? There we go.
All right, cool. So now we can go over to.
How far do you usually guys, or for this like
I like
go all the
to.
way.
Oh yeah, you need to go all the way. You want to leave enough slack on this where somebody can unplug it without cutting any zip ties.
on the 24 pin?
Yes. Because less work.
Yeah. You just
That should be good. That's the max. Yeah.
because it can still shift. Like it's still moving right now.
That's fine.
Is
We'll
it?
shift it back when we're ready to do that next part.
Okay. So now
Or we can just tie it in there. All right, now you can do the wiring. The fans, at least, right? So,
these vents.
yep, we'll just put it down this way so that there's a better view.
Oh, not these vents.
No, not yet. So, Velcro is nice.
It was nice. I like how this case has what would you call this pre-routed channels or channels for routing?
Yeah, I mean, they give you recommended places, I guess. This one can go all the way in the very top.
Who's this?
That's just leave it. It's not working, is it? All right, so this is a female end. You're trying to plug it into a female end as well.
Okay.
So you need to take the male end. There you go. So most of the Alphacool like blocks and stuff, they have a daisy chain, so you can actually plug more stuff in off of it, right?
What goes here?
We're gonna leave it empty for now, just because we don't need to use it. Our RGB board has enough. So with the excess, you just do this, and then just get a zip tie to tie it down so it doesn't go all
So we
crazy.
don't need that anymore. Like, we're just saying we don't need it for now.
No, we don't need it.
Alright.
We don't have enough RGB like elements that we actually need to use a splitter, I think.
Alright.
So front 3 fans are RGB as well. you will need to plug those in, so just loosen that up.
Are we not replacing these fans?
No, you're using those ones.
Okay.
Nice RGB fans.
Are these the same as the ones on the radio?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are identical.
Because normally, for like a Velox, you do have to install these fans, right?
No, the Velox will actually just come with the fans too. Yeah. So first, we're gonna open these Velcro up. You're gonna hold these through here, right? So there's a little channel for all your front IO. We're gonna free the RGB from there. Yep, and then just pull it right here. So you're gonna get all 6 cables right here. Yep. Yep, and 2 of them are gonna go up. 1 of them comes down like that. All right, so we're gonna put a temporary zip tie right here so that we can turn these 6 cables into just 1 larger cable, right? And we'll cut that off later.
Very good.
And then you're gonna plug the RGB, and then these are for your fans. All into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This doesn't matter, like.
No, it
order,
really doesn't matter. No.
Which one's RGB and which one's fans?
So these, I don't know, they're called
Longer.
JST headers, right? So these ones right here are going to be for your RGB, and then the ones where you can see the pins, those are
So
regular
the
fan
smaller,
headers.
the smaller one is
Yeah.
RGB.
So RGB is 3-pin, ARGB, 5-volt. Nope. So the reason why I say, I mean, you can plug it up there, but the reason I say no is so that you can have your RGB connectors right next to your fan connectors. So if you are diagnosing something and your fan is bad, you can know that it's right next to a fan connection, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it makes it easier, right?
Mm-hmm. Nope. So you see the channels right here?
Yeah.
You can kind of see underneath there's a tab. The tab goes into that channel.
Oh.
So no matter how you try to plug it, it's not going to go in.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Yeah.
The best part of PC building,
The mistakes.
the wiring.
I remember when I was doing my first PC, like at this point, I think I just started college and I had no idea. I got my first credit card too. So I
It's like,
spent,
screw it, I'm done with everything.
yeah, I spent my entire credit card limit on a PC and parts. I still remember it was like, I think it was a 4790 or 4970K. What, I always get those two mixed up. It was MSI Crate motherboard.
Okay.
And my wiring was so bad. I called my friend and was like, hey, can I do this at your house just in case? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I did it in his garage. He didn't help me one bit. I couldn't get the back panel on my PC at all. Like, I couldn't close it because the wiring was so bad.
And look at you now.
Now I know what I'm doing, sort of. So, you'll see right here, there's a little Velcro piece, right?
I didn't see that.
Wait, before you do that, we're gonna put a zip tie around these because the cables are loosely. You can let go a little bit. So we're gonna pull it up right here and then just kind of bundle these together. So now we know these are just all fans. And then,
You guys keep these little tags on.
yeah, if they fall off, they fall off. I mean, the warranty is from us, really. We replace them. And then, so you have cables of different lengths, right? We're just gonna make it a little easier where I'm gonna pull all the excess right here and then hold it together. And then now that's one bundle. So I'm gonna put a zip tie here. So this way I'm not catching these RGB fan cables in some other place, right? That way,
Try that pokey. That's
nah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Put one more on that end, right? Because
Well,
you don't want to leave this.
Can we clip this one off?
Yeah,
or-
we're gonna replace it, but not yet. Because if you clip it off now, it's gonna separate. So that's why I said temporary. Yep, and then tighten it down, and you're all set. So cut off that one, cut off all the edges.
Cut off the temporary one, you said?
Yeah, cut off the temp. Don't cut the cables. That happens sometimes. when you're cutting zip ties and accidentally cut the cable underneath. Accidents happen.
Is there a bit of
You
I
got
kind of
one.
like this? How
Huh?
it just like comes across like that?
Yeah.
No better way to do it.
Well, there's a vanity plate that covers it, right?
That's right, yeah.
If there wasn't a vanity plate, we'd do something else, but this is the best place for it.
Okay. I didn't see that.
So yeah, with the vanity plate, our main concern is just making sure everything is easily accessible, right? Because we don't really need to worry too much about how clean it looks.
Yeah.
But we do need it at this point, right? Because
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want
Easy.
Just, yeah, you don't want to just like
Yeah.
smash everything in there.
yeah, no, we don't want it to be, because like we could, right? But that doesn't scream professional. That doesn't scream like you paid for a nice computer. And then now you get to deal with the front
Oh
panel.
man.
Everybody's horror.
Where do I want to route these? Bottom, I guess, right?
Depends, right? It depends on where you're going. Before you do that, you want to look at what you have. Every case will be a little bit different.
I have a rainbow. I have this thing.
Not the colors. So you have a USB 3.0 connection. This one is a USB-C. This one is front audio.
Yeah.
And then this one is
Power?
power. Right? So on the Corsa, everything's connected into one connection. Not every single case is like that.
Oh, yeah,
Most of the cases, they separate
Little
everything.
tiny ones,
right?
right? I
Yeah.
hate those. Yeah.
Luckily, most motherboard manufacturers now have the same front panel connectors, so you can get away with making it one solid piece.
Okay.
Your front audio is going to go all the way over here. Everything else will pretty much stay on this side. So you can just go through one of these grommets right here.
Don't go under. Wouldn't this be better?
What do you mean?
Like these cables to go under here.
Only this one, right? You go here, and then you can just poke it through here. And just leave it there for now.
Yeah, but these going under, wouldn't that be better? Or
It depends. It depends on where the connections are, right? I know where the connections are. That's why I'm telling you to go here. Your front panel will stay here though. So your USB 3 and your USB-C should have two right here.
Yeah.
And then you put it back in the channel like that, and then you push that down. And then same thing with this, right? We loosened this earlier, so you can, yeah. Just make sure your cables are inside of that channel when you tighten. Don't pull too hard because it's just like a flap, so you can rip it out. Perfect.
no, it's strong.
Not as strong as you.
All right.
Now,
Front
I
IO
don't know
stuff?
how you want to do this, but yeah, front IO stuff.
I mean, pretty boring. Front IO stuff, right? Who needs to see this?
You could bend the pins.
Should I bend it?
No,
Just on purpose?
no, don't do it.
All right. So how? It's probably better. We
Oh yeah, you can put it down.
So they're labeled, right?
Yes, everything is labeled. I think a lot of it's labeled in shorthand though,
Okay.
but I'll just help you out because I don't want to be here for too long. HD audio is that one. You can tell because when you look at the plug, you see how it's one pin, it's missing one.
Like the pattern of it.
Yeah, and then it has three. So the easiest way is you just look for something that looks like
match
that
that
pattern, right?
pattern, yeah.
But HD audio usually is in the bottom left corner of most motherboards, unless it's like an ITX, then it goes wherever they can fit it.
And so this is
USB 3.0. So yeah, you can go from down there, but the reason why I tell you to go this way is so that the bend on the cable isn't as rough.
like severe.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Might be
guess
easier if you just put it up.
we should have probably just slide this over again.
It's underneath. So you're gonna go to this one. Or I guess you can come out from the bottom here.
Yeah, wouldn't it be better from the bottom?
Yeah. This one right here, it's a little rough, but I mean, I guess that works. There's a key in it too, so
Yeah, there's a certain way.
yeah. So you line it up here.
Right.
Can't even see. Wait, don't move it. Just put it flat. Just plug it in. Because I don't want you to bend the pins.
Nah, never. Need
So-
bend pins? Never.
You get it in, and then just wiggle it lightly from left to right, and it'll sink in. That's the easiest way, because if you just jam a USB 3.0 cable in, you're gonna bend the pins.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. So like that bend is fine.
Yeah, that was fine. So the USB-C, it's directional, so
yeah.
I think the thicker part is the bottom. Just lined it up with the plug, and then you can find out which way.
Because it has to go through the comments, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go through the top one.
Yeah.
So this is directional?
Yes. When you plug it in, you should feel a click. If it stops immediately, flip it over and try plugging it in. There you go. You got it right.
It's looking good. It's coming together. All right. We're not done with the hard part, right? Like
I mean, we didn't even start the hard part.
Yeah.
So you got those two. Plug that in.
Plug it in?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to do this part.
So what can we do for the reservoir?
For the reservoir, you can put in the fittings that we need.
Okay.
Typically,
like how long does it take like a new assembly guy to build? Well, I guess it's different because it's hydraulics.
Oh, I mean, so in the past, doing their first one, I've seen people take 8 hours.
Okay.
Which, you know, I mean, if you've really never done it before and you're scared, yeah,
So my
I can take
pacing,
that. Yeah.
pacing's pretty good. Well, I mean, I have you here, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first one that they do, right? It's always fine. It's usually when they do their first one on their own, because sometimes they forget.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to remember, right? For you, even more so, because you're doing a lot of this stuff for the first time.
I remember nothing.
So I am doing this, so I'm going to pre-wire some of this first. I would take a zip tie like that. All right.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see. Oh, you literally cannot.
I was just pre-wiring, just making the process later easier.
So I'm gonna get my fans right, and then
How many is that?
three. So a total of 7 fans in this case right now.
Is there enough connections back here?
Oh yeah, that has a total of 7 connections. Right? It should, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think.
All right, cool. So this is how I want them to be outputted. So it's kind of staggered, because if you look at the RGB board, it's also staggered, right?
Right.
So get that ready. And then let's see where. So it's about right here. So I put one right here.
You been playing any games lately, Urban?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not right now. I wish.
Really?
You want to play what?
I want to play Black Myth. But,
Oh, Wukong?
yeah, but I've been able to. That's why I didn't play that much.
You play PC, right?
Yeah.
Have you said you're really into Warhammer, right? Have you played that?
I'm into games that I can play with friends.
Okay, yeah. Multiplayer games.
Helldivers.
Divers. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's Helldivers fun. I started playing it again recently. I just like blowing people up.
I heard there's a new update or something, right? Well,
Yeah,
I
they
guess you haven't played it
I
in a while, right?
haven't played in a while. But I heard that a lot of people got unhappy again.
Got unhappy?
Yeah, because they nerfed a bunch of the weapons, and everyone's like, "Why'd you guys nerf it? We wanted to be stronger, not weaker." And then they fixed it a little bit, but they're coming out with more stuff, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge rumor about them coming out with the third faction of enemies.
Oh yeah, the one from the first game, right?
Yeah, but that's
All right. So when you put this in, right, you just want to thread it through while you're putting it in, right? So just to make it easier. Wait. There you go. And then get that in the channels. There you go.
Very good.
And then you can lock it down.
Oh, and this screw's like twisted.
It'll there you go. And then you can plug them in.
Okay.
You can still see if we do this.
Huh? Yeah, I can see it. It's fine.
Yeah, Yeah, not so bad, right?
Not so bad. What?
Just overall.
Oh, I mean, we didn't even do the tubing yet. The liquid tubing.
Tubing's quick, man. This is the hardest part. The wiring.
The wiring, yeah. What about you, Ernest? You been playing any games lately?
Yeah, just Helldivers.
Oh, yeah.
Diablo 4, still. Here and there.
Okay.
I like a really not mainstream game, Division 2. I always go back to that and play it. Yeah. I think it's fun. I mean, it's a game that I can play by myself, which
I like those, I mean, it's kind of RPG,
looter
right?
shooter.
Yeah.
It's a looter shooter at its heart, you know. You can make builds and stuff, and it's nice that even though it's... Is it a 5-year game? I think it is a 5-year game, even though it's like a 4-year-old game. I don't know how old it is, actually. I know it's old, but they're still updating it, which is nice.
You know it's good.
No, actually, the player base is extremely small for that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not a lot of people play it.
Why? What do you think?
I think it's just like a lot of other games.
It's very
come out.
grindy, right?
Yeah, it can be very grindy. And there's a lot of games coming out every year that innovate, right, and draw people in. This is more... If it just came out, yeah, people were playing it, but the interest was lost fairly quickly because you have to actually grind for gear and stuff. Like, I say low-level RPG grinding.
There's some RPG elements to it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So now, before we put this in, we're gonna set it up a little bit, right? Get the fittings ready.
So this is the reservoir for our liquid cooling system.
Yes,
Right,
this is
it's
the
gonna hold-
temporary one. Well, not temporary, but we have something more custom in the works, right?
yeah.
So,
But yeah, this is gonna hold all the liquid for this PC. Is this colored? You know?
no, it's clear fluid.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna put a 90 here. The way I like to think about water cooling, or how I'm gonna do the flow, is there's a start and a finish. The start is always where the out from the pump is, and the finish is the reservoir, right? If your reservoir is attached to your pump, but in this case, we don't have to worry about that. So you want to go from your pump, and you can either go from your pump to your CPU or your pump to your radiator first. It really doesn't make a huge difference because heating wise, it normalizes, right, over time. But your CPU block will generally have in and out. You usually want to follow that flow just because that's the most efficient flow
Can I
for
just, like,
the
pop it
air
in?
to come out. No, you're only going to put it here and here.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we're going out to the CPU kind of channel, right? And then from the CPU channel, we're going to go over to the CPU block.
Okay.
For these two right here, you're going to do these.
Can I take the cap
Yes.
off again? Always?
Yep. Just because you don't want to tighten the cap into the fitting and then not be able to remove it afterwards.
Makes sense.
If you
There are a
need
lot
those.
of specifics in building a PC that is just about the feeling, right?
Yeah, I mean, because like, I guess you can get a torque wrench, but do you really want to spend? I don't know how much it costs, right? But like, there are tools that can help you
Can
and get
these
over
be,
the feeling, right?
Tightened?
Yeah, it's acrylic, so you can crack the threads, right? But it doesn't really make any sense because most people, they build one computer for themselves, right? So why would you spend $200 to $300 on a tool you're going to use once, right? So it
Yeah,
really doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to over tighten it too much. I don't know if these are...
Yep, and one more here.
Is your PC water cooled, Ernest?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I only did it after I learned here though, because like, you think about it, right? If you were a normal person not working at a PC building company, are you gonna risk your $1,200, $2,000 PC or water cooling?
Why did you decide to water cool though? Like, just for the extra...
Because it's cool, man.
All right, so that's cool.
It looks real cool. Like when you have hardline going through everything.
Should I put the caps on?
Super nice. No,
Is
you
your
need to
hardline?
do the tubing first.
Is your hardline? Your PC?
Yeah, it was, and then because I was using PTG, it melted over time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it deformed. I got really lazy. I didn't want to redo it, so I just went over to flexible.
Okay.
All right, so one more here. One more of these, and then you're gonna have this one and this one. Okay. And then I'm going to give you one of these for the drain port.
Another bonus. We're going with our hydraulic system. We do
We have
drain port.
drain ports just to make it a little bit easier. I mean, yeah, it's literally just for convenience. So you don't need to unscrew something. Yeah. Have a bunch
Do you think
of...
water cooling a GPU is something that anyone can virtually learn how to do?
Anyone? Yeah. Should you? Sure. If you want. I mean, it's all like how much performance you want to extract out of it, right? I mean, generally you're gonna get the same performance. It's the same card, but maybe it runs cooler. So there's that caveat. You have to spend way more money, right? Like GPU blocks are not cheap. Let's say you spend $800 on a GPU. Now you have to spend another $200 on a GPU block. So is it worth it? Probably not.
I mean, it's really, yeah, it's preference, right? If you like the look, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Water cooling, it's pretty cool.
Maybe depends.
Yeah, it depends on a lot of things.
And then we will put this here.
Thank you.
You usually want the, if you're doing it yourself, right? You want your drain port to be at the lowest point in your loop.
Yeah.
Just so you don't need to shake your computer to get all the fluid out. Now you can install it.
Is there a bracket?
Nope, it just screws directly into the case. So
Oh,
you
is
see
it?
these
Wow.
rails right here? I don't know if you can see it right there. That's where you'll screw it in.
I did not know that.
Oh wait, sorry, one step, forgot that. You're gonna need tubing for here. And then you will
these should face this way.
oh, other way, because this is your fill port. You don't want to block it. You want it to be this way. And then you kind of size out tube after you get it in. I need an example.
Yeah, show me an example.
So I'll make a drain tube, right? You thread it all the way on. That's the end of the tube. You put it on and then just kind of wiggle it. You want to make sure that it's fully seated all the way around, right? Because if it's like that, a little bit off,
And then you put the cap over there.
yeah, it's gonna rip out. It's not very difficult, right?
Okay.
So
Well, let me attach this first.
do this too, because think about this, right? Once you get this in, do you have a lot of space to work with? You don't, because it's right up against the wall. Yeah, so you want to do things outside as much as you can before you limit yourself to space.
Okay.
So do that, tighten on.
Was this just an example or?
That's my example for you.
Okay.
Now your turn.
Well, how do you measure it? Like
Eyeball.
Huh.
Yeah, you don't need to pull out a ruler.
a ruler? How she said a ruler?
Yeah. Wait. Before you do that, right? So this tube has a natural curve to it.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight that curve by going the other direction,
this is also,
right?
like not super clean cut. It's okay to use that?
Yeah. So if it's not super clean, make it clean.
It's not like
It doesn't need to be like really, really clean. It just needs to be a flat cut. Yep. But before that. All right, so you can put it over the fitting like this. So our tube is probably gonna go something like that.
Let me just move this over to the weapon.
You're gonna work with a smaller piece of tubing versus working with the entire thing. So that way.
Let me put this over to the overhead shot so people can see what we're doing.
Okay.
So right now you want me to connect these two?
You're gonna need to trim it still. So
But the end goal is to have these connected? Okay. So we'll get this tight in there.
Mhm.
And then the cap over it, right?
and then it'll be like that. So this is probably around where you need to cut, right?
Okay. Can I put the cap on first?
Yeah, you can do that.
This way? This way.
No, this one. There's no tube in there, right? So that's why you
Oh
don't
no,
want...
but I'm just trying. Do I put it this way or? this way?
The flat edge sits on the outside of the fitting. So this is... You don't remember when you took it off?
I do not. What if I mean, you want this fairly tight, or like what if it's there's like a little bit more slack on it?
Well, I'll show you like this, right? Those are
You trying to?
all right. So if you want to stop there, you can kind of already see this tube, right? It's coming out at an angle.
Right.
We cut it flat for sure, and you put it in all the way, but it's coming out at an angle now because the cap isn't fully seated.
Oh yeah, I didn't twist all the way yet.
Yeah, but you want to go as far as you can, all the way,
Yes.
and this will help you go all the way.
Well, I'm saying for this side though, like, do you want this tight or do you want like a little bit of slack on it?
Depends on the run. You generally, a little bit of slack. If it's too tight, what'll happen over time is the tube will, as it gets warmer, it gets softer, right? And it'll just kink like that, and you get kind of left with no flow, and that's not good.
So something like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh.
But you do need to take it off to put the cap on.
Okay. I think I'll move over to assembly after this. Bye, Urban.
Good.
Yeah, sure, I can find something for you to do. Yeah, you can use this. This one might be a little easier.
Is it?
Yeah.
Not really. I hate these type of. Okay. But you tighten all the way basically, right?
Yeah, you want to go as far as you can. Because they're kind of like barb fittings, but these caps will hold it in place.
Maybe I should water cool my own PC.
It'll be fun.
Got the knowledge now.
Yeah, you can go anywhere now. Just don't make it leak.
That's gonna be the real test for this, right? After
Move back here and then
everything is done.
see if it leaks.
Yeah,
I hope not.
I don't think it will. I'm confident.
I'm pretty confident in you too. See? You're doing a great job. Very good.
I'll tighten these a little bit later, but those,
This is about good. This is good.
I like that. Little design
For this
there.
right here. Oh, wait.
The little handle.
For this, we're gonna use the expansion fitting because that's a straight run. The reason why we don't use the expansion because it's a little long, and if we went straight down, we'd start to cover the port. So that's why we don't want to do that.
This goes here.
Yeah, so that is a expanding fitting, right? So 3 parts. There's the locking cap right here. Oh, here. There's, I guess, the male part and then the female part, right? And these expand a gap where you normally wouldn't use a tube or something.
Right.
Wait, you need to put the cap on.
Oh, we know how you did this. We know how you took it off.
Okay, so yeah, so this cap goes on the inner ring and it holds there. And then when you tighten it, it kind of locks that expansion fitting in place.
So you
want to leave it loose. Yeah, you want to leave it loose for now. Where, yeah, there you go. Make it shorter. Yeah.
Oh, you don't need that much expansion actually.
So what you can do, right, if you're having trouble getting it in there, turn it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's in there.
Oh,
It's in there.
turn it like this,
It
so
was
you
in
can
there.
you can tighten it, right? So you can break this into 2 parts for now. Tighten like that.
Let me hand tighten it first.
Yep, and then tighten the top part a little bit more because once you start to turn this, it might catch the top one, and the top one will loosen as you're tightening the bottom one.
Wait, so this goes here, right?
You want to tighten the top piece into the 90 a little bit more. There you go. All right, and then now you can work on the bottom.
Do you tighten this, the middle piece?
At the very end, because that will lock the expanding part in place.
How is it Mori is doing in comparison to the average PC builder first day?
First day, better.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely better because Most people are just nervous their first day. Morris isn't doing that bad.
I mean, it's not a fair comparison because like I mean, you're not sitting there with assemblers teaching them, right? You're kind
Yeah,
of
for like the first hour or so. I mean, we do like a in training, right? And then looking over, and after that, they're kind of on their own.
yeah.
Cool.
Murray's just not nervous.
All right. So we can do one of two ways. You can
Okay.
redo the tubing outside, or you can just
Yeah,
do
we
it
gotta-
inside. Maybe just do it inside.
Put the fittings on the CPU block though.
You can get that in.
It's right here. Shall I lay this down?
Yeah, you can lay it down.
Oh, it's kind of hard to see, but
Well, I mean, if you want to get the block in first, then you won't need to flip it over anymore. We can do everything on the front side. No, this.
Hold on, there's
Look for
the
this.
motherboard.
What? Motherboard.
The motherboard
Motherboard.
box. I just wanted to raise it a little bit so the angle is better for them to see.
Oh, the motherboard box might collapse.
Sorry, just set it aside for now. The screws to the back.
Yep.
Okay, I see it. I see the vision. You gonna help me hold it, or
Yeah, I can help you hold it.
screws?
Yeah, you can use these right here.
Just two?
Nope, I got two more.
Didn't see. Alright, so right now we're just screwing the radiator or the reservoir into the back.
Actually, you can just use these.
What would you call this?
Vanity cover? I just call everything a vanity cover.
So you go all the way on the very top, or do you want this whole?
Lower. You just let it sit on the floor.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then raise it by like half a centimeter, give take.
Okay.
And then you see these metal rings right there?
Yeah.
That's kind of where you'll just you
Yeah,
thread one
that's
in
fine.
first,
Yeah.
just so it doesn't fall, and then you're all set. And there'll be one right here, and then one more right here. And then before
What
you
if
tighten
I-
everything,
What if I want to raise it instead of like having it sit on the basement?
yeah, raise it by
Well,
like
actually,
a little bit, right?
yeah.
You don't want to raise it too high because then
It runs into the fan.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
there you go. And if that's where you're happy with it, just tighten that screw all the way down, and it should hold the block in place.
That's good.
Yep, and then now you can get the rest of them in. Easy peasy, right?
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Yeah, I didn't realize we attached these reservoir blocks like this now.
Yeah.
Because before we had brackets for.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
It really just depends on what kind of block we're using. Some of the other ones, like the rise flat, we'll attach it to a radiator, or we'll do back to the fan. It's all the same.
See what you mean now. That you like building in this case.
Super easy,
Super
right?
easy, yeah.
Yeah, and it's always nice, like looking straight at the reservoir, right? You get to look at the fluid versus looking at the side of a reservoir, or if
Yeah.
it's mounted sideways, then you lose out on a lot of it.
Well,
All right, cool. Now you can just, well, why don't we plug these in? So you can run that down through, I think, right here.
oh, this is the Molex.
Yeah, that's
This is-
Molex you need.
This is the only Molex connection, huh?
Yep. And then you see this fan connection right here. You're going to connect this to the motherboard.
To CPU fan?
Nope. To, I think a chassis fan down on the bottom or something.
On the
It's just so that we can see the readout and control the pump speed
Yeah,
afterwards.
which one's this? This is RGB?
That's the RGB one. It's extra long.
Is there enough?
Yeah, right there. Yep, and then you can just plug it in here like that.
Can you help me plug in the Molex? I'll take care of this.
Yep.
You said this connects to the bottom?
Yeah, to a fan header.
Go hunting for a fan header.
There's a lot of them. If you don't find one, I would be very sad.
I'm lost.
Already?
Oh, system fan?
Yes.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
Well, because I don't know if I want to go through this hole or this one, but this one's fine.
Take a pick. Alright, so
It doesn't matter which one because there's two of them.
it doesn't matter which one, because we just need a readout to the motherboard. That way we can control it later. You know, if we think the pump is being too loud,
Okay.
we can turn it down. That in.
Okay, okay. Getting there. Getting there,
Do
boys.
this. Get that done. And this one, I will take care of all of this later. And I'll take care of that later too.
Beautiful.
Now you can put it down.
Beautiful. Look at this. Look at this wiring.
And
What you say?
I didn't say anything. It looks great, man.
Oh, you said you could take it down or what?
I would take care of it later.
Okay.
But you could put it down so that we could take care of the tubing.
Don't worry, I'll build another one.
Hey, look,
let's
it's
see.
Storm Stellar.
Let's see. Let's see.
Ernest,
Let's see.
if it was an Olympics build with PC, what will be your best record?
The fastest I've done is like 20 minutes, but that's like not including unboxing stuff, right? If everything is unboxed, we can all build computers pretty quickly. But
Alright, so
unboxing takes time.
the tubing.
Yes. So you're going to go from, let's just go one at a time, right? You're going to go from the distribution block to the CPU.
Let's get these in first, right?
Yeah. And then CPU back to distribution block. But you will need this one too. And two more.
Maybe we should put these in before, like,
Yeah, you
like
can.
when we put the CPU block on.
Up to you. I usually just do it after because I like to save all of the water cooling at once.
Okay.
That's just my preference though.
I mean, because if we wanted to tighten it, kind of hard to get that in there, right?
I got small hands, man. Not a problem for me.
Or
Oh,
tighten
wait.
this.
That's not how we want to do it. Yeah, there you go. So a great thing about the distribution block is you go from distro block to component back to distro block, right? And then back to another component and then all the way back to distro block. So you can have longer tube runs, which look a little bit nicer instead of
Okay.
like shorter runs, right? So we put that on. Wait, forgot something.
Should we measure it first?
Don't need to. We're gonna measure it once it's in, right? If you don't have your parts in there, you don't know where they're actually gonna go. So whatever you measure is gonna be wrong
Okay.
because you don't have a good estimate of where these things end.
Oh, you put it on already?
Yep. So now we're gonna take the tube. Actually, you know what? This might not be enough. We'll see.
Yeah, that's crazy. You said it was enough.
Jose is here. He can get us more. I think he's watching still.
Hello, Jose. Can you get us more tubing, please? The blue flex tubing, just in case.
We'll see. All right, so you're gonna play with the curve, right? The curve is gonna go down towards.
Oh wait, where's the cap for this? You have it?
I have it, but don't plug it in yet, because fighting all of this down here is difficult, right? So
Let me
you go
let me
this
try.
way.
Let me try. So essentially, you want it like that, right? That's
Yeah.
not supposed to be. All right, so yeah, you just measure like that. Or one cut it. Right? Watch and learn, sir. Top and top. Top and top.
And then bottom to bottom.
What about these two? What the?
Oh, he's here.
Oh, I'm storming in like that. Scaring everybody.
Thanks.
What are these for? These software here.
The radiator.
Oh, okay.
So you see that it has channels, right? So the fluid goes from here to the CPU channel and
For
out.
these, is it also tubing, or do you guys do hardline for
Tubing.
these? Okay.
So it depends, right? If a customer pays for hardline, it'll all be hardline. If it's flexible tubing, it's all going to be flexible tubing. Does that look good to you?
I mean, honestly,
It's bumpy. What is that bump?
what do you mean, like this?
Yeah.
This isn't bad, honestly. Like, look, if you look at from
Stop hating more.
Good enough for you is not good enough for somebody else.
not good enough, what? Not good enough for you?
You need to trim it by maybe an inch.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see though. It's not bad. It's honestly.
So
not bad.
the reason why you don't want to do this, right? There's a lot of force pushing out up from the case.
Right.
So because of that, right here, it's gonna work its way out over time. So that's why you want as little pressure on the tube as
Even
possible.
with the cap on, like tighten.
It won't happen in a year or 2 years. It might happen in 3 though, because over time these things will deform.
I'm thinking about
A little bit more.
A little more.
A little bit more. Yeah, there you
Much?
go. Besides, if we're wrong, we got a whole box of tubing now.
I mean, I just don't want to
Waste.
not waste, but like, I don't want it to be too tight. I think that's good. That is pretty good.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, because you can see, right, the tube, when you move it, it's not as like
Yeah.
tight getting pushed out or something.
Yeah. This way, it's a flat.
Yeah, the flat is facing out.
Do you need cap on this side too?
Yes, sir. I think that's the wrong way, right?
Flat facing out, right?
Oh, are you doing that one first?
Yeah, the bottom one.
I'm hungry.
When you have your sandwich right there, you could munch on it if you want, but don't. ASMR?
Oh, huh?
You're not touching the TV.
Just gonna drink water.
That's the more side.
Water's best,
Just
man.
waiting for you to finish.
Water is life.
Yeah, water is good for you. I don't drink nearly enough water. I drink a lot of coffee though. I like coffee. Coffee's good.
I guess
Coffee
that's
is
kind of like
yum.
water, right?
You know, coffee is water with stuff in it. That helps.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, bro.
Wait,
It's 2 ingredients. It's coffee and water.
I want to.
You want to see?
No, I want to measure this exactly the same for the other cut.
It's different.
Is it different?
Yep.
All right.
So the reason why it's different. So look, you want to look at, you see the distance between these 2 ports?
Yeah.
And then when you look at the distance between the 2 ports on the CPU block,
Oh, they're also different.
yeah. So that's why the tubing length is not going to be exactly the same.
Mm.
It'll be close.
I'm gonna try to eyeball it. So. Never
Cut
mind.
like 8 inches or something and then remove an inch as needed. Always cut like longer than you think you need,
Yeah.
because you can always remove, right? You can't put any more on the tube.
Yeah, what's that saying? Measure once, cut
Measure twice.
Measure twice.
It's not measure once,
did I
cut
say?
twice. You were about to say measure once, cut twice. It's measure twice, cut
This one's
once.
too short.
It's okay. Oh, here, use this one then. We can use that as a
Might be-
drain tube.
Okay.
Right? See? You're gonna be smart.
Be smart with it, man.
See, you can see.
Yeah, good for you. I think that might be good enough.
To be honest, I expected you to be a little bit more mean, but you're actually nice with coffee.
For me?
What? I'm a very nice. When I'm teaching somebody,
You are.
I'm very nice.
You are.
When I already taught you,
Let me cut.
I might not be so nice anymore. You know, like, I don't know. Obviously, he doesn't know how to do it, right? So I'm not gonna make fun of him.
Yourself.
Yeah. Right? If you don't know how to do it and I'm teaching you, I'm not gonna like be mean or tease you or anything. But let's say you know how to do it and you're making mistakes
What
that
if I
aren't
like-
so great.
What if I like it?
That's for
You want me to make fun of you? Why are you working so slow? Faster. You have 3 more to do. Why are you
Comes-
smiling?
Comes so
You
naturally.
think
for
this is
me.
funny? Yeah, we're all a little dark, you know? Like having fun.
Let me get another cup. So these caps aren't tightened yet. I'm just kind of getting them on and really tighten them.
I'm not gonna make fun of you yet.
Well, I'm just letting you know because you're gonna.
On your second one, we'll make fun of you, right?
My second what?
On your second Hydrolux. Next week we're gonna do Hardline.
Okay. Remember that topic that is music.
Sure.
To the audience of this. So, Ernest recently shared with us that he doesn't listen to music. So I've been thinking, because if I work in PC building, that's all I would do. Listen to music.
Yeah, most people do.
Work.
I mean, he's listening. He has his AirPods on. I know he listens to like podcasts and all that.
I listen to podcasts usually, but I stopped. I went back to listening to music, but I don't really pay attention to the music. Before there was a period of time where I just didn't listen to anything. The main reason was because I was always doing something. Like somebody always needed help, so I was always interacting with someone. So if I was listening to music, I couldn't pay attention to what I was doing or helping them, all that sort of stuff, right?
So do these matter? The routing, like?
Yeah. So the fluid's going from the pump, right, to your CPU, and from CPU back to here. So that means the next exit point for the fluid is this one, right? You don't want to go here to here, because then you have this weird tubing cross. So you want to go here to here.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. And you can come back to the back and build a PC anytime you want.
I know. Look at that. Why'd you lock it?
Come on, man. You're a professional now. Good at it.
Is this weapon?
Well,
Is that
it's easier if you cut this way. And no, that's definitely not. I don't think. I think it's kind of short. A little short, huh?
A little short. Little short.
A little short. It's like short by like that much.
I think Jose brought some extra. Hey, you want to make another training tube?
Cut with this on the, yeah. Because that way you can see where you're cutting. Is that too short too?
It's like not cutting cleanly anymore.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a dent in this blade.
What the?
It's fine. Only the very best for you.
You got hungry?
Yes. A little bit long.
Right. That's why we cut it long.
You know, actually, this might be good enough.
Cut twice, right? Huh?
Where did that come from? Oh, is this the leftover from the two?
Yeah.
Yeah, measure once, cut twice. That's right.
All right.
How does this one compare to that one?
Like
Oh, they're the same. You'll probably use this length for the front one.
For this one?
Yeah. We'll give it a try, right? If it works, great.
Isn't that distance more?
Yeah, but isn't this one way longer? Yeah.
Saw that, right?
What'd I see?
Oh, it gets like stuck on the tube and you cut it now. Hey, this tubing, is this a standard tubing for courses? Like this type of style?
Yeah, so it's all going to be the same. We try to standardize the routing.
This is it's pretty nice. I like this styling, like the three tubes swooping over like that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if we did it on the other side, right? There's nothing wrong with it. You just don't see as much.
Yeah.
And this looks nice.
I mean, what do you think, that's a bit long, or should I cut it more?
Can probably cut it a bit more. Actually, I think the one you had before might have worked.
It was the same length as this, though.
Not this one, I mean. So. Oh shit, never mind. You may. So the reason why it's getting stuck is when you're cutting, that hits there. See?
Do that. What's this?
There you go.
What's this? Behind the scenes?
You want to say hi?
Hello.
I think people know what you look like, right?
We're gonna get the photo of Morris building the PC.
I think it's too short. Yeah, I think it's too short. So I'm like stretching. Get over to this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good.
That's good?
Yeah.
It's kind of short to me.
No, this is good. Because you gotta get that one. See, when you move the tubing, you see how there's still a little bit of wiggle.
Okay. Alright, if you say so.
I do.
and get it out. This part is actually kind of fun. The tubing.
Right? Imagine hardline.
I think hardline might be fun. I mean, I've never done it before. But maybe you should have done this tube first, because I can get my fingers in there.
What's the most complicated part of the process for you?
For me? Like, for what? Just regular building PCs, or
For this particular build?
for this one? I don't think any of it is particularly I think the hardest part is the wiring. Just making sure it looks good.
Oh, but for this
Because yeah, the tubing, pretty straightforward. I mean, you're going from one point to the other point. If it's not, if it's too short, get a new piece of tubing. If it's too long, trim it. I'm gonna entertain myself.
about you more? You feel it's the
Most challenging part.
most challenging.
It's just it's the wiring. I hate the wiring, honestly. Everything else is, I mean,
Yeah,
doing the actual tubing is it's fun. I think it's
Oh,
fun.
your cable man. Person.
It's fine. Not perfect, but
I don't know. It's usually, when people ask you, it's like, oh, how is yours at home? It's like, oh, it's fine. And they don't really elaborate. It's like, oh, it might not be fine.
Yeah,
It's like barely reaching fine, in between fine and like bad.
right?
That's pretty much how my PC is too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you just get lazy.
I don't look at it.
Too short, right?
Huh?
Is it too short?
It's,
Yeah. Hey, man.
Can you open that for me? Thank you. Let's use this as a measure. So like 2 inches. And this. This is a nice color. I like this color.
Yeah,
It looks
The
really
blue
good
is-
against that case.
the blue is nice.
What the?
What are we gonna do with this? We're not gonna use it, so I'm like olives.
And it's just messing around at this point.
I'm teaching you. What do you mean messing around? Look at my blade work. You see that? I bet you can't cut little oral like O's like this. Wow.
You know what that reminds me of? Like those lifesavers.
Oh,
Those hard candy lifesavers.
the gummies are pretty good too.
Gummies, yeah.
Oh man, do you hear they're bringing back Altoid sours? You remember those?
I don't remember those.
You don't?
Altoids.
Have you
Oh,
ever
the one
had
in the
Alt-
tin?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
silver
yeah.
tin?
There's another company. I think Altoid sold the rights to them or something. They're called Retro Sours.
It's actually kind of perfect, right? The length.
Very good. Good job. So proud of you.
Aim to please.
2 more caps for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now you're almost done.
Hey, PC's looking really good. I like the color scheme of it. The blue and the dark, the black, and the little bit of whites on the fan. I like how it looks.
All the fans are gonna be RGB, man.
I'll just turn it off.
Why? You pay for lights, you get lights.
Me too. I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tubes at home are I have the black rubbery tubes.
The
Low
what do you call them?
maintenance.
We call them.
Is it neoprene? No, it's
Neoprene,
like
yeah.
rubber. It's like a rubberized galvanized.
They're like a thicker gauge too, right?
Yeah, it's like really thick. They don't bend as well either. They get really like stuck. Almost done. You just need to put the GPU in and then yeah, we can call it a day.
You don't want to like turn on.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously we're gonna fill it and do that stuff, but I'm dying.
It like starts leaking immediately.
Well, if it starts leaking, we're gonna end it right there.
that's
it's
when I walk
over.
off. I'm walking away.
Sorry. My problem now.
But it's not going to make that.
Should be fine.
All right.
Those might need a little bit more
Yeah, I
tightening.
think all these will need.
Yeah.
But this was enjoyable. I'm proud of this. I'm proud of what I did. Even if it leaks, even if it explodes.
At least you learned something today.
Yeah, this one's really loose. Can you see the clamps? This one, yeah, it's probably just hard to get too.
The one back there, yeah. Feel like we're operating on a patient right now.
Put all your hands up in the guts.
You have another one of those, or you just brought one?
No, I just brought one.
Well, I think I'm just hand tightening these, so. Would you say was the next step?
Forgot.
GPU?
Great
Oh,
job.
no,
No, yeah, you can do the GPU. Because you're done with the tubing.
Oh.
This is it?
Is it? You asking me?
Yeah, no, that was a statement.
Oh.
This is it. GPU can be next, yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then just
And then he needs to fill it.
filling it. It's kind of needing some time to tighten these.
Yeah,
fittings.
'cause the amount you're turning is a very small radius, man. You do a larger...
I mean, it's kind of hard to get some of these tools in these type spots.
There you go. Yeah, like that.
What GPU is that? 4070 Super?
Yeah, I think so. It is indeed. Decent card. I mean, this computer is going to be able to play anything.
In terms of gaming. Well, I'm actually really interested in seeing what the new 50 series look like. And
Yeah, I wonder what, yeah.
too.
I mean, they're doing probably a refresh of the design, right? Or do you think it's going to be like that similar sleek?
I mean, yeah,
Metallic.
they're probably going to stay with that kind of minimalist design.
I mean, the Founders cards look really nice. They do look like
They do.
nice.
But they probably will focus a lot of AI shenanigans. things like
Yeah.
that.
I like the aluminum feeling or look. I don't know if it's aluminum. It's probably not. No, actually, I think it is. But it looks nice.
So I want to make sure everything is nice and tight. How embarrassing would be if it just leaked.
Not for me. I would be mad. I'm just kidding. I would be annoyed because gotta fix it. And then on that RMA sheet, what happened? Morris broke it. Take all the plastic off.
Could help with this.
I could have, but I wanted to see you do it.
You struggle.
What the?
I hate these plastics.
This is more content. I just gave us another 5 to 10 minutes. Don't forget about the ones on the fan. I think there are, right?
No, there's none on these.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's right.
Some screws usually are, yeah, extremely tight. Usually you will need a screwdriver for that stuff.
Who's two slot?
Who's lot?
Getting there, boys.
Huh?
Getting there.
Yeah, you're almost
Or
done.
want
Yeah.
the- Best part? Installing the GPU? The easiest part?
Oh yeah?
I can't even see it. Cannot see.
This is the angle, huh?
How does this compare to water-cooled GPU?
Water cooling GPU?
I think water cooling a GPU is easier. Well, there's steps, right? Because you gotta put the water block on the GPU too,
There's
and then this kind of tubing. It's kind of the same thing, right?
there's more steps when you're water cooling a GPU that can go wrong. If you mess up, then instead of increasing performance, you're decreasing performance because you didn't tighten it correctly. Now the GPU die is not making full contact with the water block. So now the GPU is overheating. Would have been better off air cooling. So there's all those little things, right? Or who knows, maybe as you were taking it apart, you knocked a little piece off. Now your GPU is not functional anymore. So, I mean, just be careful. Yeah, you just gotta, before you're comfortable doing it, like where you've done hundreds, right? You just gotta be a little bit more meticulous with it. So take your time. For us, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes is usually how long it takes. But your first one, 30 to an hour, because you're just scared of knocking something off by accident, right? Why does it look like that? Oh, there we go.
What does it look like?
Just weird. This might be a problem.
That's too much slack.
No, because you see how it's turning up?
Oh, yeah, it's too long.
No, that's good. All right, cool. Now I will clean up the back later. Where is the water? Put it over here. Voila.
Right there?
Yep. Before that, I brought a jumper so that you don't need to power anything except for the pump, just to be safe.
Okay.
So unplug the 24 pin.
A little bit of struggle. A little bit of struggle.
But you have so much power.
These
Don't use those muscles too hard. You might break something.
tight spaces, man.
You want me to do it?
I got it. Almost up.
Wiggle this way. Yeah. And then you want to turn it this way so that way they can see. I don't know how you're going to feel it though. Can you feel it from that side?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Can you use the jumper?
I will turn it off and then I will plug this on.
Can I feel it from this way?
Yeah, so it just says really wiggly, right? So just shove this in there like that. And then turn the bottle upside down, man.
What if I just squeeze?
No, you can. Just don't break the bottle. Alright,
I can't even see.
Hang on. Alright, so wait. There we go. Come on, man. And you're not here. Why don't we just do this then? That's easier, right?
Yeah.
And then turn the bottle upside down.
Turn it on?
Go, go, go. It's gonna speed up. So just keep the water above the pump.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Is one bottle usually enough to fill this type of loop? Or?
Yeah, it's about a liter-ish. It depends on the system, you know. With more tubing, you use more fluid, right? Less tubing, less fluid. But this one, it's going to be a decent amount, maybe like a liter.
Okay.
How often do you have to keep maintenance?
I would say replace your fluid every 6 months to a year. You could do 2 years, but it's kind of pushing it. So you want to do like preventative care, not reactive care. Is that what it is? It's something. I don't really know.
Be proactive on it.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
Looking good. There's a huge air bubble around this tube right here.
Yeah, so the beautiful thing, over time, those air bubbles will work their way out. So you can fill your system all the way up to the reservoir, right? As you're using it, the air bubbles will work their way back into the reservoir and stay there. And then you just keep topping it off as you go.
Do we tip it at all, or?
No, we don't need to. You can if you want to accelerate
You
it,
see
right?
that, right?
Yeah. You can if you want to accelerate it, right? But we don't need to. Because we'll just let the air bubbles work their way out. If you want to, with soft tubing, you can kind of squeeze it, right? You see how it's disappeared? Cool. That's basically it, man.
Very good. So, well, I guess not on, right? Can't tell if it goes, but
yeah, pull that out, and then we will turn it off. And then you're gonna unplug this right here.
you got the cap for the reservoir.
I do not. I forgot to grab that.
Oh,
So we'll just leave it uncapped for now.
very good.
Now you can turn it on.
Good.
Yep. You might need to live one more time. Yep. You did something wrong. Nah, it's okay. I know what you did wrong. You didn't plug in the front panel. So the reason why it's not doing anything because your power button is not plugged in.
Where's the plug for that?
That one. Remember we're talking about it? You're like, oh, it's one solid piece. Probably just left it on the bottom if I'm going to be honest. Because that sometimes does happen. Yeah.
The hole where you refill water, you don't.
Yes, you do.
What?
But I didn't bring it, so I'll get it later.
It
Yeah, it's not leaking. See? Water pressure.
Makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's open. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can leave it open when you're filling it or when you're trying to get the air bubbles out because the air will want to make its way out of the system. It's on something. I don't know what it's on.
It's sitting on something?
All right. Yeah. You see it? Oh, you might need to turn it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Nice. All done.
Artwork.
Yeah. The very first one.
Thank
How do you feel?
I feel good. I am still confused. I don't think I retained any information
Well, I mean,
about any of it.
what do they say? You say sleep on it, right? And then you'll maybe remember. Okay, out of this whole process, what did you remember?
Nothing.
Really? What made an impression to you? Like,
I think the tubing
Right?
is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it's not as intimidating as I guess I thought it'd be.
2.5 hours. It's really,
That's-
right? That's pretty decent.
Is that good? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. David does them in like 2.5 hours.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
But like the complex ones. But
Yeah.
hey, you know, not bad. Still not bad.
not bad, not bad.
Pretty good. Right?
Okay.
First digital Storm Morris build edition.
Yes.
First one.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah.
sign it, like you said.
Can you imagine if you signed it? The person's getting this piece like, why is there a random signature on my computer? What the heck? And it comes back to us.
No, I think you suggested a pretty good idea, right? You leave a
If
note.
you ask me, I would say make a calendar. You photos of you and do that as a souvenir.
Yeah, you could throw a note in there, right? Hey, you know, if you want to watch us build your piece,
Yeah.
if you want to watch us build it.
You right now, to be honest with that idea.
You link the live stream on the note.
Yeah.
And you go, hey,
This is us building your computer.
just build your PC. Watch us how we do it.
Yeah.
Link to-
Yeah, I think you should.
Remind me. I'll set a reminder for myself to do that.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
All right, but I think
thanks,
we'll call it
Westfield.
here.
He said gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. All me.
My creation right here.
Yeah, I think we'll call it here. It was a fun experience. My first time building Hydrolux. I mean, it's basically my first time building PC, right? Because I haven't built a PC in like 3 years, so
Yeah, I mean, you got most of the basics now. You understand like where things are going. The hard
Yeah.
part is
yeah. I mean, I could
the not knowing part, I guess.
probably fix this back here, but we're not gonna look at that. So
So you're gonna spend the next 20 minutes fixing it, right?
I could if you wanted to. I'll do
Nah,
it.
it's fine.
All right.
Good job, though.
Thank you.
You did a really good job.
Thank you. I think it's pretty loud too. I think the pump is just because we got
There's a lot of air bubbles that need to be worked out, so
Yeah,
we'll take
but-
care of that later.
all be fixed.
Yeah.
How should we end this?
Let us know what you want to see us do next week.
Oh yeah, let us know. We have our Discord. Just go and jump in. What is it? What's the gg.discord?
It's probably a bunch of strings of numbers and letters, man.
Check out our Discord at Digital Storm PC. Let us know what you guys want to see. What else?
It should be in the description if you want to hop over to Discord. I think we might ask around and see what people want to see us do.
Yeah. Just pay attention to that message.
If you have questions for us, you know, ask away. We'll answer them on stream or off stream. We'll try to get back to you guys, right?
But yeah, that was my first time building PC. Thanks to Ernest, his expert help. Thanks to Irvin, behind the scenes, producing everything.
Yeah.
Thanks guys. I think we'll end it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye bye. Yeah, that was fun.